A PRX that is looking for their fourth.
Hello, what's up?
And of course, all of those before that point as well. They are the top dogs in the region potentially, and maybe even in the world. We'll get into that conversation a little bit later as we head into the pistol round. It is day 2 of PRX versus GE, the playoffs of VCT Pacific stage number 1.
Hell yeah. ट्राई नहीं किया टाइम लेट हो गया था पूरा सेटअप करते करते बहुत लेट हो गया था गेम हैज बीन स्टार्टेड
10-2 against KRX's attack. That's a really strong defense starting off.
What say Insta
definitely
story
tells
हो
a
जाए
lot to do with something and Forsaken playing into the roster right now. But
गाइस VCT पैसिफिक का प्लेऑफ्स का डे 2 है आज जी वर्सेस पेपर एक्स का गेम. अगर आज जी जीतती है तो मास्टर्स लंदन के लिए क्वालिफाई कर जाएगी. तो जल्दी से लिंक पर टैप करो. जी को सपोर्ट कर रहे स्ट्रीम पे आ जाओ. अगर जी जीतती है तो शायद एक सरप्राइज गिफ्ट भी रख सकता हूं तुम्हारे लिए.
I think they can start well here today. That will be a real catalyst for their success. Forsaken will
कोई प्लान ही
slow
नहीं
them
है.
down
या
with the
पैटमैन
deleted
गेट्स
by
1
who was again such a key factor yesterday and throughout this season.
गाइस जी वर्सेस पेपर एक्स का प्लेऑफ्स का डे 2 का गेम शुरू हो चुका है. अपर सेमीफाइनल का आज अगर ग्लोबल ई स्पोर्ट्स जीती तो मास्टर्स लंदन के लिए क्वालिफाई कर जाएगी. तो जल्दी से लिंक पे टैप करो. जी को सपोर्ट करने आ जाओ स्ट्रीम पे.
They'll walk right into Patman, who gets himself another. The perfect start to this map for GE.
क्या दिक्कत है भाई? ये दो पहली बार ऐसा हुआ है. 2 टेक लग गया. पैटमैन 2 मार गया. लेट्स गो. उडो गेट्स 1
shots for GE just to finish off the round.
पैटमैन ने पहला बहुत प्यारा मारा था. We are still playing on breeze. अगला लोटस होने वाला है. मजा आएगा. मतलब Pearl decided. Udo gets one more. Udo gets a triple. Patman gets a double, and the pistol belongs to us.
A good start with the pistol under their belt.
That's definitely going to be.
So guys, G वर्सेस पेपर एक्स का प्लेऑफ्स डे 2 का गेम जो है वो शुरू हो चुका है. अपर सेमीफाइनल्स का गेम है. आज अगर जी जीतती है तो दे विल क्वालिफाई टू मास्टर्स लंदन 2026. जल्दी से लिंक पर टैप करो. जी को सपोर्ट करने के लिए स्ट्रीम पे आ जाओ.
So guys, G play in mind. Instantly can already tell Pat set himself up towards middle. The whole team avoiding the entirety of A site. The lurk coming in even. This team is looking to play. And now they've got the guns to do it with. Meanwhile, PRX stats on the wrong side.
यही सोच रहे. आज जीतो लंदन जाओ. आज जीतो लंदन जाओ.
Have to appreciate the start for GE though. You know, coming into a matchup like this one, I think there'll definitely be some nerves. They will feel good after the result that they had yesterday against RRQ. But
आज अगर जी जीतती है तो they will qualify to Masters London 2026. जल्दी से लिंक पे टैप करो. जी को सपोर्ट करने के लिए स्ट्रीम पे आ जाओ. So guys, G versus
kind of start your campaign in this game a little bit earlier than if you're fighting from behind.
आज अगर जी जीतती है तो they will qualify to Masters London 2020.
You still need to get through this round.
Very careful approach from Global. They've taken the orb, so PRX somewhat aware of that, but they're not seeing anything elsewhere. Thinking about setting up a counter recon and be holding on to it, but Global are approaching A site carefully.
Davai might be the key factor in this round. With that wall, just keeping things honest over towards B, but A plan has gone down. Davai with the headshot onto Patman.
Davai gets 1. Okay, Patman down.
I'm staying close by. Should have some good shots because his opponents are shieldless. Otherwise, it comes down to Yudotan and Gang on A site. Just try to hold the post.
मैं बाल छुपा के अगले गेम में
He's already
आऊंगा.
trying to creep his way out onto A here. I don't know if Autumn's necessarily
Nice
going to come
shot,
into play.
Autumn.
He does catch Forsaken on that rotate. In
Nice
the end,
one,
not spoken
Autumn.
too soon. Two players walk into him. I thought they
Nice
might
one,
just
Javi.
bypass
Davai
him and
gets
try
one
and go
more.
for the retake anyway.
And
Alvi for the double.
collide.
That onto Envy. Take it. GE. With
2-0. Good start for Global.
Shabby.
Lovely to see. We'll put an asterisk on the Marshall. That's going to be a bit of a misnomer going into the next one, but at least still a gun to work off of. Meanwhile, PRX should be starting to get a read for how Global might want to approach these rounds. I mean, the calling between the two teams definitely a big factor coming into this matchup. So far, it's been PRX running circles around Global Esports in both orgs' histories. But today, I have a feeling it's going to be a different story. We start things off with some utility while PRX peeks down middle.
I mean, this is the round where PRX really want to turn the tables a little bit, isn't it? They've obviously got their reinvestment, or their investment, as it
Patman
were.
फिर से डाउन हो गया.
First one for the map, for the series, and immediately having a bit of impact is Davai. B side is open though for GE. They'll start to waltz their way in. Envy Gonna spot
Walled.
on that pixel line, set up with the drone for the retake.
Plant. Crystal gets only
Lurker's dealt
one.
with as well. Just the site remaining.
Side पे अगर यार दवाई gets double. ठीक है लेकिन Udo gets 2 as well.
In the 1v4, he's already picked up a couple. TP forward was awkward timing almost for Jing. Doesn't quite get punished for it. Reload required now for Yudotan, but he is under so much pressure that I don't know that he's going to be able to get it.
NT रे 5 HP था something.
Will put him down. It is Paper X's first round on the board. Neither team getting off to a flyer.
Nice try.
Involved early.
Yeah, at least guns removed away from Paper X as well, so it could be difficult for Paper X to keep the momentum going, but nonetheless, a pretty good recovery still. I mean, big damage found, and it's a lot to do with Divine and his sharp shooting. Apart from that, just recognizing how Paper X wants to dissect the map. You take away, more players away from the site, and that's less problems to deal with. Makes the entire retake a little bit more easy to deal with. You know that Pat tends to be that lurker, and that's exactly how Paper X wants to approach a defense. So more mid peaks, this time in towards elbow.
Nice shot.
Gets the better of Envy. That paranoia, of course, will push him away, but it's too little too late to do anything about it for Paper X.
And this is that calling from GE.
Shoot की वजह
We
के
saw it just a bit
निकलिए.
yesterday. RQ starting to slow things down. That's how Crazy Guy loves to call.
Same
Ross kind of
comp
talked
as
about it in
yesterday
some
actually.
interviews.
2-1
And
start.
instantly,
Good.
Javi's making the rotation, the switch up. They slow things down themselves, wait for Paper X to peek out, get the punish,
Party
and then decide to
walling,
hit
wall
and slam the A
perfect.
site.
Yep, the triple wall. Viper wall plus Yudotan setting himself up with that fast lane. Gets them into A pretty comfortably.
Not enough fuel हो गया. चलो done.
Spike yet to go down. Paper X is still kind of floating around.
एक डार्ट है
Prior to that spike getting
रीटेक के
properly
लिए.
confirmed.
स्वेज ने
Eventually,
अपनी वॉल
will
कर
draw the
दी.
wall right in the face of Forsaken. He's not going anywhere right now. Does break it, but there's an orb straight through as well to slow him down, and there's just no entry
और
allowed
डाला.
into the A side at the moment
Something
for
को
Paper X.
फंसाया.
Overdrive popped here for Yudotan.
No,
Have to take
लेकिन
that
ठीक
fight
है.
forward, but so
double
too
pick.
Forsaken.
But Xavi with a triple.
3K. GE are certainly fighting at the moment. 3-1 the score.
Super tough.
Xavi with a triple,
Success is what
and
Billy was
it's
talking
3-1.
about on the desk as well, just mentioning the fact that GE, if you allow them to get comfortable in the post plants, they're going to be able to set up, and set up they did. Look at Javi, the timing on the sage wall initially, but they effectively set up this line of scrimmage which forces Paper X to take those duels after the fact, and that's where GE has a lot of strong angles to deal with it. The full spray down from
4th
Javi
round में टाइम आउट
towards
पुशन
the
कर
net.
दिया है Paper X का.
And he's still sitting on those ultimates as well.
Alex not very happy after that last round, as you can see. Straight in, early timeout going to be called. And a conversation to be had about how things are playing out at the moment on the defense for Paper X. In a little bit of an awkward spot economically as well. So round 5 here, it shouldn't really amount to a whole lot for them. They do have the pit to work with, but none of those really big impact ultis. No Blade Storm, no Overdrive, so maybe a conversation around what do we do here for round 6, more so.
Definitely has to be a whole thing about the game plan or the mindset, because you can already tell GE have a pretty good mind coming into this with how they want to continue to change and adopt things around how Paper X might play. Paper X, it tends to be this really, kind of loose, effective, mobile, aggressive style, but without a clear understanding for how GE wants to play in mind, you could
मजा आएगा भाई. Autumn is 3-1 bro. बहुत प्यारा खेल रहा है Autumn आज.
Wants to operate around the Viper, the Sage. So maybe taking things a little bit slow this time around just to see how GE approaches it.
Autumn कितना प्यारा खेल रहा भाई. मजा सा है बे.
A bit more of a mid approach, of course, from GE this time around. Creeping their way forward. Javi and Patman, the two to maybe keep an eye on in this round with the way things have been going. But Forsaken and something immediate answers
ठीक है
out
बढ़िया 2 for
with
2.
the pistols. So 2 for 2, that's not too bad as far as Paper X is concerned, and this is starting to get a little bit awkward. Shock dart through, will grab another. That is going to pull the res out of Javi. We go back to 3-on-3, but this is definitely a little more awkward for GE than they would like. However, They've now got some space out on A.
Invi लो हो गया है.
And that is going to allow them to start to pressure the plan. Jing gets one on the cross. No
Xavi
more,
with
wants to die.
one. Xavi with one more. 86 HP. 2v1.
This is very winnable. GE go quiet.
देखना पड़ेगा भाई ये लोग.
Time to try to bait out a peek. They have the spike to work off of.
Dark's not going to spot Davai. So he will get out on the line. Oh, he thought he had the kill. I'm sure he thought he had it there, but Crystal survives. And he'll get healed as well by Harvey. So for all that
ठीक है,
work,
11
Davai
HP.
is
Perfect.
getting nothing
Perfect
so far.
double up.
GE holding strong on the side. They've crossed back as well, which Davai has no idea about. Surely it's over. Davai can't get it done anymore.
11 HP में दो तो नहीं मारेगा भाई.
Have to be too good here.
एक मार लेगा.
Off at least. But
एक
there
भी
is
नहीं मारा.
too much
Let's
that
go
needs to
bे.
be done. He had the opportunity, but he missed it. And GE will claim another.
He had the wall bang, man, but he had to have landed that shot in order to turn this into a possible 1v2. So unfortunate, but again, this comes down to a really close round. I mean, incredible plays from PRX, even down to this, spotted out Autumn, spams him through the wall, gets the shock dart across, and down to the numbers game. I mean, just the swings out and still
Nice.
to be respected. But G doesn't seem to mind that right now, just going to continue rolling.
Slow ready.
He's picking.
Abi, wait, Abi.
On the right, on the right.
Go into my smoke, Abi, go into my smoke on left. Wait.
No, on the right, guys.
Let's go together.
I'm on right, I'm on right.
I didn't take cover.
Backside.
You can see how awkward it has gotten here for GE immediately. PRX on the aggressive, and it's worked out. The opening pick goes their way. Plan's still going down. They still commit to that GE. It's a bold play, but might just work. Positioning though from Jing will catch both Patman and Harvey off guard. Autumn
Nice try.
trying to salvage. It's not going to be possible. Crystal is now alone, and this is a pretty doomed angle. How's everybody missed? Oh, what? PRX, what's going on there? But it doesn't matter. Defuse.
दो मार दिए उसने. फिर भी 4 सेकंड भी 5 HP
PRX
था.
will get themselves their second. A little bit more costly than it might otherwise have been, though.
But I think they're happy with that one too. Still double op investment, and it pays off. I mean, just the early pick, and that allows them to continue to cement themselves around the site, prevent G from getting comfortable in the post-plant positions. You might have the wall, you might have pillar, but after that fact, PRX already kind of know where you're positioned as well. They're just going to be able to delete you bit by bit, and they continue on with this sort of aggression. Forsaken not relenting from pushing down elbow, while the rest of the team this time towards A main.
Solid said he wins the race this time around. GE.
किधर गया रे चैट? हाँ ये रही.
Over toward A.
दो ऑप लगी, एक समथिंग, एक 4 सेकंड, एक ऑटम की भी लगी हुई
Still
है.
the aggression.
Hunter's Fury through here is really disrupting the offense. Davai can't quite catch up with Unatan there, but G at least helps him out in the end though. Davai maybe a little bit shell-shocked after that one. This round is getting real messy. There's a peak that's been
4v4
ripped
दो
now as well.
operator for a retake. That is something.
Still no plan.
Yeah, multiple ultimates, but it's all a possible fake. The rest of the team trying to pivot across to B somehow. The pit's always going to be a question mark, but the drone comes in to clear it through.
I don't know that it did a great job of clearing it. Patman's still kind of hanging around, really causing an element of doubt in the minds of PRX here. You can see how busy he's keeping them on A. Meanwhile, that rotate coming through from GE.
Patman ने काम कर दिया अपना. Patty ने काम कर दिया अपना.
So much work done here, and every second
Patty ने
is
यो.
valuable. Importantly though, Forsaken still here over on B, locking it down, gets the double, and might just get this.
Patty did so well.
All on the shoulders now of Autumn with only 20 seconds left. He's got to find the 1v3, and he's got to move quickly. Time of the essence gets the better of Envy. How is he going to dislodge Forsaken? He fakes the tap, it doesn't draw out the peak. He has no idea that Forsaken is just chilling, waiting for Jing on the flank. It's even not necessary as Forsaken will finish off.
भाई लेकिन पैटमैन ने बहुत अच्छा काम करके दिया था भाई ये राउंड में. मैक्रो काफी प्यारे थे. मैक्रो इस टीम के काफी प्यारे थे.
I mean, this entire matchup, so much tempo being played, just back and forth with the slows. Multiple ultimates dumped in this round. Hunter's Fury, Viper's Pit, the Tour de Force. But Forsaken gets such a good read. Just comes back and nails the shot. And has
तीन मार गया
that
ऑप
burst of
से.
steel. Mr. Word.exe himself comes back in to silence the entirety of GE. Off to the next round though, and GE will come in with a partial investment.
GE once again quickly taking that main position, but it's out towards middle that they're
दोनों में head मारा है उसने.
something tapping away. It's these scoped rifles that
Nice
are
one,
really
Autumn
giving
with
the
a
problems
double.
at the moment. The Ops, and of course the Outlaws. They are still making their way into A here. They found a couple of openers. If something were to drop, that could be concerning. But of course, something
Nice
better
strike, कोई
and
बात
is
नहीं.
there to help out.
4-4, not a bad start, not a good start either. It's a balanced start actually.
Over in Pacific, something. The desk kind of mentioned it. They had a graphic talking about his 7, I think, map win streak so far ever since swapping back to this agent, and he's still doing the same thing. It's kind of an anti-eco, sure, but this definitely hurts GE for the future rounds. I mean, they've been trying to slam sights now, and it hasn't really quite worked out ever since the scoped weapons, as you aptly put it, Elfish, has come in. Now they bring out their own Autumn on the operator.
Double op, एक Autumn पे op.
Yesterday had some very good rounds. Do that again. Maybe he can just pull one.
इनमें भी like op है भाई सामने.
The streak.
अपने पास दो है, उधर एक तो है.
In a row now off the back of the tack timeout that Alex called.
Oh, the pit though kind of slows things down. So you want things to go well through the door.
Yeah, Jing dumping util, trying to slow GE down.
Nice.
Able to do so. He will be wrapped on by Yutatan. And they're not going to be able to get control of A main very easily because the pit is there with Dabai in it, but they'll still be able to get a plan. Yutatan maybe taking a little bit too many liberties there, and now Harvey isolated in a duel against Forsaken. With
भाई क्या wait करके मारते हैं बे?
So it's all on Patman and Crystal to try to hold off this retake, which feels a pretty doomed prospect.
PRX अपने आ गई है फॉर्म के अंदर. स्टार्टिंग के 8 राउंड में नहीं दिख रहा था.
This is just a masterclass. Both teams going back to back, but now PRX slowly starting to wrangle control away from GE. I mean, look at how they're operating. First of all, the pit, sure, and then maybe Jing falls. But although GE really tries to slow down the pace a lot, just because of PRX slowing down the pace a tad bit further with the operators, they're able to take these picks the way they want to. Mr. Observer, please. I love that so much, but I kind of want to see it from the other POV, just watching the tech from how Forsaken gets that jump peek in. And this definitely becomes a
Focus,
big problem
focus.
for global esports. They've tried it fast, they've tried it slow, but the shots aren't, you know, well, it's not necessarily shots though, is it? It's just, you don't really know when PRX are going to be positioned. You saw
एक तो साले दो op लगा के बैठे.
hold it up by A bridge as well, but it still doesn't really pay off. Now they're broke.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's so much that GE are having bad ideas, right? Like, they're getting into the sites a lot, they're getting the plants a lot, they're getting quite a bit of space, they're definitely toying with the rotates of PRX here and there as well, but there just seems to be this little sort of extra 5% on the execution front right now for PRX, where they're picking up maybe a multi-kill from someone in the mid-round that swings the round back in the favor of PRX, so that little bit of X factor is there at the moment for PRX, and GE are still kind of trying to find that. They kind of came in with that momentum, right? GE started the day well, came with that momentum through from yesterday. Takes PRX a little bit longer to warm up potentially on the stage after not playing yesterday. But now that they've arrived, they are looking a pretty indomitable force. There's 4 rounds in a row there for PRX that GE are not going to like to sink their teeth into.
And still with the double operator. GE though trying to pick things up just quick with the pistols for this round. Yutatan on the Bucky.
Something's going to hear that drone headed in his direction and just tries to force the issue, but not able to find the line this time around.
कॉल आगे रहेगी, दोनों op इधर ही है.
Forsaken's turn next. So you've got 2 ops, and they're both on the same site, and they're both holding the same line. That's crazy. Something's obviously gone wandering back off towards middle, but I don't know that they're necessarily expecting Forsaken there with the op. Forsaken somehow gets out of there alive, I don't even know. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. GE, they need to be capitalizing on those kinds of moments, and they're just not quite being able to. Another solid hold by the looks of things for PRX. GE at this point kind of just looking
Nice
for
shot.
Autumn will give them that, a double. There's still a chance here if Autumn can find a way to pop off. And like I said, he was streaky yesterday, but he had some really big rounds. This could be another one of those. 5 left. Swaps back over to the rifle instead. And Something just trying to toy with
Nice
them
try.
and does a great job.
मैं ऑटम मार रहा है आज ऑटम को कुछ नहीं बोल सकते.
Causing the problems for GE.
Repeatedly. I mean, he got the opening pick. Forsaken there to back it up. Swaps over to overdrive, slides over across, swaps to the shorty. What the hell?
Yeah, that's wild.
One heck of an enemy battle. But then you swap over to something versus Autumn. That's another big discussion. Just a head-to-head of both operator players, but something wins every single day. I mean, look at how mobile he is. It's multiple jabs left to the right, and it keeps Autumn on his toes, and unfortunately trips him over at the end. The next round comes up, and this has to be the round where GE finds their footing.
Yeah,
It's their map pick.
You're really looking for some of that recovery from GE. Again, highlighting the fact that they were very good on the attack yesterday. Des mentioning it was a key factor for them coming into this game. And
पिस्टल जीतने के बाद हम 4 राउंड जीते मतलब
enough for them to be happy with how things have played out so far. See if they can get it back up to 6-6 with a bit of a faster play in towards B. Got that wall that will allow them to take the space back towards Archers. But now straight through it, they've got to go again into the operator, which is Forsaken waiting. They're finding the halving for the double and the res, obviously. Lots of impact in the round. And GE finally
Nice, Reudo.
found a way to break open this defense of PRX. If something has anything to say about it, but
nice shot Paddy.
so GE will find themselves another round up to 5, and they can fight for the 6th, which is a much more comfortable looking scoreline.
And that would have to definitely be vengeance found for the side of GE against something with an operator. I mean, this is one of those rounds that you can bet Frost is the one calling it. What a play to go through. It looks like a B split, but then they actually used the Viper's Pit to go all the way through backside in towards Archers, set up the Sage Wall, which prevents from PRX coming through with a stronger retake off timing. And that's how still more kills come on through off to the site itself. PRX starting to get a little bit more aggressive off of it SOL. They want to take these fights. Let's listen in.
Ate guys. Let's go for the entrance.
Clear window, clear
Chamber mapping. Hila.
Wait, shoot.
I think it's not opping, right? Maybe
I
off.
wanna kill.
I will jump for 3, 2, 1.
In boys. In.
You have molly? Let's go flank, okay, boys?
I drove already.
Well, again, Alex a little bit concerned maybe about what's happening in that round. They have just let GE walk their way onto A for a plant. Something's been picked off on the rotate. So too
पहले गलत वो हुआ कि इनको नहीं पता है कि यहाँ पे ऑटम ऑफ कर रहा है.
Gone for PRX, and it looks like GE are just going to fold them like a piece of paper in the final round of the half. This should be a 6th, no doubt about it. Invi has got way too much to do.
खत्म कर दिया ऑटी ने.
Scoreline, GE pulling it back a little bit at the back end of the half, and we've got a game on our hands.
6-6 with the pistols. It's all right.
Tense game, hands down. I mean, you're thinking about org history, or maybe at least in this year. Autumn had the hand gesture, 4th time's the charm, and it feels like it's very, very possible. The new challenger, GE, may be able to take down PRX. It's just map 1 for now. But you can already tell with the calling. PRX, they're biting baits. They're trying to push deeper in towards middle. Alex not happy about it.
NT.
Very simple for GE. PRX are just trying to call off a full
भाई मजा आने वाला है.
but sometimes that leads you into traps, and Pat will be the one to activate in those moments. You swap sides though, and that's where things can get still a little bit dicey. PRX on the attack is always force a threat to be reckoned with.
Pretty good effort.
No, that's terrible. Where's the face?
You're just gonna hit him with that. Come on, we've got to get the cheeks. You got to get the cheeks.
Ah, fail. That's a C minus.
It's a C plus. I'll give it a C plus. It was a pass.
I'm a disappointed Asian dad
Well,
right now.
I guess a C minus is a pass technically, right?
Okay.
Because a D is a fail, right?
Yeah.
A D is a fail where I come from. C minus is actually a pass. Own it, just.
Where I come from, it's just numbers.
Yeah.
You either get the passing mark or you don't.
Yeah. Well, either way, I mean, I guess the question then becomes, what is the passing mark for PRX and for GE out of that half, right? They've gone 6-6. That kind of feels just like that's a solid B, right? If we're going to continue with that analogy. They've both done okay, but neither have really pulled out ahead. Second half will tell us a lot.
If G wins today, it will mark the team's first ever international event.
Defensive side, the first time that they debuted this double sentinel breeze. This time they're pushing all the way down middle, something similar that Team Secret did before. But PRX have other options in mind. All 4 up towards elbow, thinking back towards B main to get that spike down on the B site. Forsaken spots.
चलो Forsaken is 45.
Well, this is a nice, easy
Post plant 5v5.
sign for PaperX.
Forsaken is low.
Retake for GE.
Strong position for Forsaken to play as well.
Only half HP though, so might need a little bit of help, and he's not going to be able to get it when that orb is up. He's just got to try to play delay as long as he can on his own. Surely can't win this fight. Autumn in the back of the head gets Forsaken. That's the first piece of the puzzle for GE. 4 more to find. Davai slowing them down a little bit with that kill onto Crystal, and Envy in on the cross.
Half down.
Defuse on though. PaperX have to move quickly, and they're in time.
क्या
It
सोच
was
रहे थे?
close.
क्या सोच रहे थे जी वालों? क्या सोच रहे थे? बैठ जाएंगे, कोई नहीं आएगा.
And while G might be one of the strongest leaders we have in Pacific in terms of pistol wins, PaperX takes this one away just because of Forsaken's positioning. Might not have the frags necessary, but it's enough information to call to the rest of the team that we know G's going to be approaching the retake all the way from the back lines of B main. Everyone just sets up around it, firing off, sheriff shots on the cross, as you mentioned. Despite the wall, which would be a pretty good retake protocol otherwise, doesn't work out for the pistol. We'll keep an eye on that though. As the next run comes in, it's still the guns from PaperX to try to build up a strong lead in this side.
Got 3 players set up on the A side though for GE. If this
Shorties.
ends up being a fight around main, they could have some problems here, PaperX. Crystal will spot them out early. Relay Bolt goes forward. That'll be the end of Crystal, but you've still got Harvey who does get thrown. And Forsaken will make
एक दो तो मार देना.
A side well and truly taken here by PaperX.
Auti.
Starting to flex their muscles already in the second half. GE, of course, yet
Map gaya,
in this
mostly.
half, so let's just hold our horses until we get to see that.
Nice try. Flawless
PaperX
round.
are looking solid.
Damn solid. Rock solid. Not a single gun to be lost, Jordan, and that's potentially a big problem. Could convert over onto the bonus if they the right plays for the next round. Would have hoped that at least G maybe wrangled the gun away, but that did not happen just because of how simple and clearly I think they took the attacking side, just all 5 mostly, all the way up A main. For the next round, though, G,
nice,
this
nice.
is where they really want to get
अबे जिनको हुआ क्या? नाक के इधर क्या लगा है
to
उसने?
see players like Autumn, Pat, trying to be able to figure things out and anchor down sights.
Oh good.
Spotted out in Yudo
ठीक है, Udo gets 1. Falls back. 40 minus 40 for Envy as well.
So far this season, he's been a little bit slow on this map so far. That weight has been picked up by a couple of the others, but I think if GE is going to win this map, we might need some of those Pac-Man clutches back again, like what we saw yesterday. Oh, Harvey has been good. Walked out though from PaperX.
Nice Rezavi. Good Grimwall.
Harvey and Crystal
Perfect.
denying it this time. 5
Perfect.
in hand. GE showing some defense. That was actually quite a clean round.
Yeah, this is one of those.
चल भाई मैं आ गया. अरे अरे कोई नहीं. इको था नसल स्ट्रिप लगा, नेजल स्ट्रिप लगा बेटर ब्रीथिंग के लिए. ब्रीथ के लिए. यप. टोल्ड यू को था. यप. अंडरस्टैंडेबल था वो. अरे द थिंग इज इको भले ही था, एक आधा फ्रैग मिलता वो टाइम पे तो भी काम हो जाता था. डाउटफुल है पैटमैन आज चल नहीं रहा है उतना. आज उतना नहीं चल रहा है पैटमैन जितना कल चला था ब्रीज पे. वी नीड पैटमैन टू फायर एक्चुअली. अरे वेट ऑन. मेरी स्ट्रीम पे देख. ऑन ऑफ कर लिया है. ठीक है, हो गया.
Not really enough as far as
Patman
PaperX
gets
is
one.
concerned, and Patman picks something
8-8 हो जाएगा.
well.
वो जाना चाहिए एक्चुअली. आई एम रियली
Rounds
सॉरी.
falling apart for PaperX.
अरे मैच चेंज हो गया तो खेलेगा.
Skirmish is not going their way.
I think he did. Saw Forsaken, who's going to try to regroup with the
ठीक हो गया, ठीक हो गया, ठीक हो गया.
But unfortunately,
एक बार
with
refresh कर
numbers in
लो.
this round, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion at the same time. Crystal's already extending his feet.
Yep, he'll be fast on the rotate if necessary, but the way things are looking,
Nice.
I don't know that it'll be necessary.
एक नंबर
Harvey
परफेक्ट
having
ना.
a
हाँ
great
थोड़ा सा
game.
बफर हुआ था. रिफ्रेश कर ले
16
तो हो
and
जाता
8,
ये.
very much leading from the front now for GE. Keeping them in the fight. I mean, look, 8-8. It's a very respectable total right now against PaperX, which is...
ये वाला बढ़िया था. ये पहला फ्रैग ही बढ़िया था जो वन वे ड्रॉप इन किया.
Yeah, I don't like that TPD.
मजा आ
I feel
गया
like
था.
this lead is just going to continue building up, though, at least until Alex maybe calls in a timeout or finds some way to crack G's defense. Because you take a look at this composition.
Zavi जिस तरीके से walls use कर रहा है ना मेरे को अच्छा लग रहा है.
Alongside Javi or Autumn, that's always going to be a
हाँ,
threat.
time out आ गया.
Yudotan's marking mid, and you got more players, especially Javi, who's
अपना एक time out बचा हुआ है.
opposing team that
बाय नहीं है इस बार सब फूट से क्योंकि बाकी से बचना है.
And it's so darn difficult to be able to
दवाई
break
को
down
ulti
this
use करने
defense.
से
You need to
रोकना है
really
this
slow down
round
the pace,
because अगर
find some
ulti
kind of
use
good
हो
pick,
गई तो दिक्कत है.
bit by bit, bait out more bits
अपने
of
ult
damage
points का क्या
from this
scene?
GE core.
Halfway
Otherwise,
down,
you're running
everybody.
and slamming head first into a very,
Okay.
very solid steel wall. Right now, of course, though,
Entertaining है game. भाई PRX का कोच बहुत aggressive है, बहुत बार चिल्लाते हुए देखा. हाँ एलेक्स आज से थोड़ी है. लव भाई एलेक्स आज से नहीं है. एलेक्स को मैं 2000 किससे भाई कब से देख रहा हूँ. 20 किससे देख रहा हूँ एक्चुअली. 23 से तो VCT में लोग देख रहे हैं. एलेक्स भड़कते रहते हैं. एलेक्स शांति है. अबे यार बाल सुखाने हैं मेरे को. बाल बहुत गीले हैं. अब मैं आपके बाद बाल सुखाने जाएगा.
Either way, I don't think it'll be coming in this round, although, you know, there's a bit of an investment here from PRX, so we'll just see what they can put together. They are one of those kinds of teams that...
They were deadly with those sheriffs before.
Yeah, sort of makes magic out of nothing.
Real careful for now. Already baited out one slow, which tends to happen quite often, but thinking to just start off with a bit of conditioning while then peeking over in towards B main, but Autumn's perched up top an angle that PRX might
ठीक
not
है
expect.
we holding
Pass
angle
out,
अच्छा है
expect
Autumn
to
का.
delay even further as well for more rotations to come across.
Autumn का angle is good. Autumn
Autumn
दो मार सकता है actually में.
on high has not been spotted just yet, and there is
एक
no
दो Batman ने मार दिया.
allowed into the B side. Both Autumn and
ठीक
Patman
है.
delivering on the initial hold.
Autumn एक और.
And that has PRX stalled in their tracks.
इन भाई ये round pivot करवा दिए.
Shots come
बचा लिया उडो ने.
And don't get too excited if you're a PRX fan. That's another one that's gone the way of GE. 9-8. They claim.
बचा लिया उडो ने.
And it feels like it won't even matter too much.
बचाया. We are safe.
At least probably won't be able to play this.
मेरे को लगा मार देंगे भाई. वो दो इनवी ने 2 sheriff shots लगाए हैं.
It could be mind games. So once again, just curious to see what the call is going to be after that tactical timeout.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
Because they are in that danger territory. They really need to.
भाई भड़का हुआ ही है. भाई भड़का हुआ ही है.
You broke TP. Chamber mid. He's mid then. We can go B. Only one guy or two. Apak airport.
भाई फुल भड़का हुआ है.
So the call to try to pick up the pace, overwhelm 2 players on B site.
Yep, one guy or two. That is going to be correct. It is once again though, Patman and Autumn who are over there and were such a thorn in their side in the last round. Here it comes, fast lane out. Similar approach.
भाई
Both of
फुल
the duels
भड़की
switching
है
their way forward
भड़की.
down the lane.
ना bro.
The better of Patman. Bad news for GE now as Autumn has to
Autumn ने 2 shot
steps
50
on the peak and will be put down by something. PRX have their answer.
Sitting duck.
Once again, it just feels like we're going tit for tat. A very close matchup here between PRX and GE.
Oh,
Flawless.
you love going tit for tat. This is such a
2 shots नहीं whiff करने थे. एक whiff हुआ ठीक था. दूसरे पे frag मिलना चाहिए था. दूसरे पे at least एक frag मिलना चाहिए था.
I mean, the calling again. Both teams bigger than the sum of their parts. The coaches, such a big factor to it as well. And just overwhelming the side. You know, I was kind of thinking if this goes down to that kind of slow tempo pace where PRX has to play mind games, it's so not their style. But if they actually pick up that pace one step, one gear further into B site, slows down those rotations from GE where it doesn't even matter at that point, it's going to work out pretty darn well as the next round comes back up. Close to ultimates, PRX stretching their legs across middle. GE has similar ideas though, picking up auto cues.
Yup, I am a verified watch party streamer just because 2 reasons है उसके. पहला तो ये कि मैं नॉडविन से पार्टनर था. मेरे को वहाँ से हेल्प मिल जाती है. And दूसरा, I have worked for Riot
More
as
of a
well.
retake setup actually for GE on this A site, and that's going to prompt some rotates obviously in middle, and
मेरे
that's
को
where
Riot
GE
से
can look to
पर
activate
भले
once
watching आए ना आए,
this
Riot
plan
हम मेरे
goes
को कभी
down
मना
for
नहीं करता.
PRX. It's pulled as well early by PaperX to try to cut off any rotation.
Nice round.
Main. Udotan though catching Forsaken, so there is a loss, and you've still got a player by the way.
Nice. Something का whiff है वो.
Pick in middle. That is so important. Spike is planted, but it's 2v5. This is not how this round was supposed to work for PaperX. They had the idea, but they did not have the execution, and GE are going to punish them for it. It is just Davai who will have to pull off a miracle round inside the pit. The way he's been playing right now, he might be the player to do it. Defuses on. There's one more. Surely doable now for Davai. The half is stuck by Udotan, but Davai in with a real chance now. The 1v5 all on his own. Davai!
बच गए.
Get it done! You are kidding me.
4 मारे उसने.
Right
कैसे?
there at the finish line, but denied at the very end, right before he crossed. So close to the head.
कैसे 4 कैसे मार के जा सकता है वो?
Drag them into his pit. 7 years in the making, this team, this roster.
It's true. Davai and Alex come together 7 years ago, and I mean the man's still got it. You can tell.
क्या
Sharp
क्या
shooting,
बात
such
कर रहे हो बे?
Such a ballsy play to.
I'm not happy
not
because G won the round. I am stressed out because the 4 कैसे मार दिए?
I'd still be worried a little bit looking at that round for GE. I think if I was Frost, you'd be looking at that and saying,
Nice,
he's won by 1. That could be awkward, but we don't have time to talk about that because there is a push happening here towards A.
Crazy,
Hunter's
nice.
Fury will slow it down. PaperX though.
चलेगा 2 or minus. Nice shot.
Really under some serious pressure. And 11th is brewing as well for GE off the back of Udotan's off.
41 HP,
Autumn's
70
as well.
HP के round ने हारने चाहिए.
Trying to cut them off on rotations alongside Pat.
Nice shot.
It's not
How?
looking like it's going to go well for PaperX.
Bro, Davai is
Going to
shooting
need a miracle round out of
miraculously.
players, and it's not going to be Forsaken. So Davai
बहुत अच्छा shoot कर रहा है अभी.
Obviously, it's a 1v4. He did pick up the only kill for this round for PaperX. So if he pulls it off, I'll be remiss not to call it a 1v5. He'll get in behind Autumn here.
Autumn को मार सकता है
The
ये.
problem is he hasn't got the spike. He's got 45 seconds to get it, but even if he gets
No,
the
no,
spike,
Autumn
he's
को
still
मार
just
सकता है
got
ये.
so much ground to cover.
Javi has a res.
Ooh, he's going to call it too.
1v6 possible?
दवाई का डर देख रहे हो?
On the clock and Udotan on a line like this one. He's now been spotted out. That'll be
दवाई का डर
nice
है.
round from Udotan.
Back
Up
in the
in
day.
hand, doing some great work. You wonder if maybe
I
PaperX are a
think
little
I've seen
broken
you
now.
watching G versus VLT
Uh,
balance. Maybe.
in more ways than one. Their economy is
उस
not
time पे
looking
मैंने
great
किए
for the
भी
next
हैं.
round. It's going to be a really
एक G
scuffled
versus VLT का
investment.
रखा है.
One that they have to somehow make
मैंने
work because at
last
that
year
point,
RRQ
facing off against
versus
that
कौन सा
point,
किया था?
then
Last
again
year
and
VCT
again.
के lower
This one,
finals
though,
किए थे मैंने.
I mean,
Stage
it
2
feels
के.
as though maybe Frost was sweating a little bit from the previous round, but this one not at all.
Stage
Bouncing
2 के
around
lower
side to
finals
side.
किए थे
We've
मैंने.
got Javi back over on A, and that just continues to put up roadblocks against PaperX, where if they don't slow things down, again they're
डर था दवाई का लेकिन 1v4 में रेस की.
For PaperX, so they've got quite a lot to work with, and they're going to try to go again quite quickly towards A. Walls up there for Harvey, just trying to cut part of the site off, but he is really under
मरेगा ही
the pump
मरेगा.
there. Good shots in from Envy with the Hunter's Fury. We'll trade that 1-for-1. Relay bolt through for Udotan, trying to take some space here into A main. Get in behind. It's made a lot of noise. And Envy has now been
मार देना. Nice.
Oh dear, that's a little
चलेगा
bit
एक तो मिला.
but GE still working their way back on in. 2v3. Somehow PaperX just stuck in the corner. They haven't got anywhere to go. They've been spotted out now by the drone as well. Wall will provide them a little bit of space to work, and they're waiting for a mistake
Nice shot.
through from GE, but there will not be one again.
Crazy,
Doing the
crazy.
damage, and this time it's in the hands, of course, of Autumn with that 3K. GE up to 12.
I don't know what to tell you.
Map pick किसका? Map pick G का.
Udotan, Autumn, they are on one today. First of all, the operators, the judge coming back.
But वही बात है ना, इंडिया में actually the problem is, सच बात बताऊँ, numbers का ही issue है, पता है? इन्होंने इतना कुछ किया है, मेरे को नहीं लगता है, मेरे को उतनी recognition मिली है. This is what I feel. जो मिलनी चाहिए थी, हाँ, मेरा गलती है उसमें थोड़ा बहुत. मेरा गलती है उसमें, but yeah, but it is कि भाई recognition नहीं है. हर बार आशाद आखिर तक बच जाता है. आशाद डर उतना ही लगता है.
मेरा भी वही हाल चल रहा है ना. I have just 18 months left in my kitty right now. अगर 18 महीनों में कुछ नहीं हुआ तो मेरे को कोई ना कोई जॉब वॉब ढूंढनी पड़ेगी. हाँ, जॉब भी ढूंढेंगे इसी सेक्टर में समवेयर अराउंड, बट फिर फ्रीलांसिंग कम कर देंगे, बंद कर देंगे काइंड ऑफ. जॉब ढूंढेंगे, काम करेंगे, साथ में ये कंटिन्यू करेंगे. लास्ट 18 मंथ्स का एक फाइनल पुश है, सो दैट इज़ वन. मेरा पहला यूट्यूब पेमेंट तुम लोग को ऊपर दिख रहा होगा, सिर्फ $10 दूर है. एंड इट्स बीन कितने साल हो गए हैं मेरे को, वो $100 भी कंप्लीट नहीं हुए मेरे.
To use these ultis in the next round if it is the end of the map. So PRX going to pull out Bladestorm early. This time taking a bit more of a reserved approach.
Spectre with Bladestorm, from the shadows.
They've tried slow, they've tried B, they've tried A, they've tried mid. It's all not really working. Eventually they're going to pull the trigger once again over towards A, which is where Autumn is waiting with that operator.
Yeah, it's so intelligent.
दिखा था ना नियॉन?
First pick, or if not, he's just going full and retake.
Oh, there was
भाई
close.
Autumn के shots नहीं connect हो रहे, initially जो हुए.
So 5 on 5 for the retake.
Yeah, PRX doesn't have the guns. Meanwhile, G has held on to all this utility, recons, slows, Eurotown with the relay bolt, everything.
ओए!
Where has that come from? Forsaken's got no idea. He's just been picked out of nowhere by Autumn. And missed shots in from something as well. This is starting to get awkward for PRX. Someone's got to step up. It'll be Envy and
Party
G
gets
for the moment.
one. Udo with the double. Udo with the double. 1v2.
Gets one more. But he needs another 2,
Time.
and he's only on 34 HP, and he's only got 2 bullets. Surely this is an impossible clutch. There's one, but he's run out of shots. No!
Let's go!
We'll get it done.
The
GE take map 1. The defuse secured.
अच्छा औषध भाई, हाँ मेरे को पता है. आई नो औषध क्या होती है. आई एम फ्रॉम मुंबई, मेरे को मराठी देखो थोड़ी टूटी फूटी बोलनी आती है. लाइक दूसरी बार बफर हो रहा है भाई. इतना बफर नहीं होता मेरा. साला 100 MBPS का इंटरनेट है, उसमें भी बफर दे रहा है. हाँ 2 मिनट गाइस. लैग हाँ पता नहीं 100 MBPS का बफर है भाई, फिर भी बफर दे रहा है. गाइस तुम लोग एंजॉय करो, देखो इंटरव्यू सुनो. मैं 2 मिनट में.
Yeah, let's just say in the middle of that first half, there's something you're supposed to do when you know that they're desperate after a timeout and they're going to opt, and we just decide, nah, bro, we're feeling it. And that is something I can't seem to temper, and I don't know how to fix it. But great job getting the last 2 rounds from Javi, made some exceptional calls there, and then on defense, we did what we had to do.
Yeah, I think, one of the positives or like the silver linings was Javi making great calls, and also you guys being able to match up with PRX's firepower. So what do you think allowed the team to step up today when it comes to matching up with PRX's firepower? And what do you think allowed Javi to make such good calls with everything on the line?
I think we're really skilled, so I mean, I'd agree with anyone that says that PRX is mechanically the best team in the world, but I do think we hold up pretty well, and especially with Patman, he is just as good as any one of them. However, Javi had some really good mid-round adjustments. I think he's just learning, and I think, honestly, he's just confident now. Okay. He just knows. He has instinct, he calls it, he runs it. Sometimes the guys don't follow it, but, progress, I guess.
All right, thank you so much, and I'm going to let you go tame them.
Thank you.
Yes.
Please.
Good luck.
Frost might have said he wasn't smiling, but we could hear him during that last round match, the map win here. He was beyond smiles.
Yeah.
He was screaming in delight.
Global Esports take their map pick now. This is it. They are right up against it. one map win away from qualifying to their first ever international event. It's never been done before by this group, and my goodness, would they do it in style to best PaperX? I think they really had the better of them on Breeze. Big respect to Global. They stick with this composition, triple down with it, and still get the job done.
Yeah, very nicely worked from Global. I mean, they're on the edge of something historic here. One more map win, and they go not only their first time in playoffs, but their first international event. You could tell that this roster they built over time is something that, you know, they're building around these solid players. They're making sure that they hold on to them, and they're just adding more and more good pieces. A great coach in Frost that is giving them the potential to put together an upset over a team and an org that they've never been able to beat before. So this would be something very, very historic for G as an organization, but also this
कोई ना मेरा भी अरे स्ट्रीम पे लेकिन खराब लगता है ना.
players that don't have, you know, Pacific playoffs.
Anyways, we are back.
This could be a phenomenal upset. Series is not done yet.
बंद करता हूँ इसको. 1 मिनट गाइस मेरे को दो. टेल द टाइम नाइट मार्केट ओपन कर लें. पता है ये वाले एक्ट का मैंने अभी तक एक गेम नहीं खेला है. 1 मिनट में गेम लॉग इन कर रहा हूँ, तब तक फुल स्क्रीन किया हूँ. कर लो. आने दो एक बार. गेम लॉग इन करना है यार. गेम ही तो भूल जाना. अबे राइट ही नहीं खोल रहा. वाह, खुल गया. आज पीसी नशे कर रहा है भाई. आज पीसी फुल नशे में है. रैंक अभी लास्ट क्या थी? प्लैट 2 थी. अपडेट. वाह, मैंने अपडेट ही नहीं किया है. दैट इज वन अनदर इश्यू. मैंने इस एक्ट में गेम ही नहीं खेला है एक्चुअली. रुको गाइस, अपडेट हो जाने हो गया ना. अपडेट छोटा ही था. वी कैन प्ले टुगेदर. मैं भी प्लैट. हाँ, खेल सकते हैं. लाइक मैं कम ही खेलता हूँ. मैं नहीं खेलता उतना ज़्यादा. जब इवेंट्स नहीं होते, वॉच पार्टीज नहीं होती, तब मैं खेलता हूँ. आजकल तो भाई मेरा इंस्टाग्राम चेक करना है एक बार. आजकल इंस्टाग्राम पे ज़्यादा एक्टिव हूँ. रील्स वील्स आ रही है, और अच्छी रील्स है. मतलब टचवुड रीच भी अच्छी है. मैं भाई रात को खेलता हूँ. हाँ, तो खेल सकते हैं ना. मैं तो भाई मैं फुल अभी मैं राइट नाउ मैं फुल टाइम सीसी एंड एज यही कर रहा हूँ. अभी राइट नाउ मैं फुल टाइम ही कर रहा हूँ. क्या ये भाई बटरफ्लाई रिवर बटरफ्लाई नाइफ आई है. ये भी है. क्या चाहिए अपने को एक अच्छी शेरिफ चाहिए सस्ते में. बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव वन. अपने पास बुलडॉग है, स्पेक्टर है, गोस्ट है, फैंटम वैंडल है. ऑपरेटर की जो स्किन चाहिए थी वो है, 1 मिली है. और क्या चाहिए? लेट्स गो. कचरा ही आना है. आना तो कचरा ही है. मैंने सुना जी फाइटिंग हो रही बहुत भयंकर. वेदांत भाई क्या हाल? ये दूसरा अकाउंट है वेदांत तेरा? लक्स जज 33%. कचरा पहले जल्दी जल्दी खोल लेने का. मिनिमा गोश्त यही तो चाहिए थी मेरे को. लेट्स गो फॉर अ नाइफ, अ गुड नाइफ. 7 लोग देख रहे हो गाइस. मेक श्योर टू हिट दैट लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब. गुड नाइफ. भाई ये क्या हुआ? एकदम से ये क्या हुआ? वाह वाह वैलोरेंट वाह. वैनगार्ड की जय हो. वैनगार्ड की वाट लग गई है मेरे को लग रहा है.
वैनगार्ड की लिटरल वाट लग चुकी है लगता है. गेम क्रैश ही होता रहेगा अब. नो वही है. अच्छा ओके, पहले ग्रीन हुआ करता था. ओके अभी ग्रीन नहीं है ना. 41% में वेस्टलैंड आई है. गाइस क्या आएगी बोलो. इफ तुम लोग जो बोल रहे हो वही आती है, से जो स्किन तुम लोग अगर चैट में बोलते हो वो आती है, मैं बाय कर लूंगा राइट नाउ. चलो डन, राइट नाउ बाय करूंगा. जल्दी बताओ क्या आ रही है. चलो इफ प्राइम स्पेक्टर आती है तो आई बाय इट. डन. मेरे को चाहिए तो एक शेरिफ है. मेरे को चाहिए तो एक शेरिफ है. वेस्टलैंड भैया. गाया वैंडल है मेरे पास. सेलेस्टियल एरिस चाहिए. यही तो मेरे को, ऐसा ही तो मेरे को चाहिए था. यही तो नाइट मार्केट है जो मैं सपने में प्रे करता हूं कि आ जाए. आ गया है. देखो क्या कचरा नाइट मार्केट आया है. बाय द वे सबसे प्यारा मेरे को ये लगा. द फॉलोइंग एजेंट इज करेंटली डिसेबल्ड व्हाइल यूईएफआई सिक्योर्ड बूट क्या है भाई. वैनगार्ड बार बार क्रैश क्यों हो रहा है. ठीक है बाद में देखेंगे. अभी तो गेम स्टार्ट हो गया होगा. नहीं हुआ है इंटरव्यू सुनने का.
We made it difficult for ourselves basically.
Okay, so what kind of adjustments can you make heading into Lotus?
I haven't seen what they are playing, but I think if it's the same, then I need them to play a little bit more confident, a little bit more together. The comments are really weak, so I need them to talk more.
Okay, thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
पेपर एक्स का लोअर ब्रैकेट रन अच्छा रहेगा. वीसीटी का क्या सीन चल रहा है अब. वीसीटी का ये सीन चल रहा है दैट अगर आज ग्लोबल ई स्पोर्ट्स जीत जाती है अगेंस्ट पेपर एक्स जो 1-0 अप है, तो ऐसा हो जाएगा कि हम मास्टर्स लंदन के लिए क्वालिफाई हो जाएंगे एज अ टीम. तो वीसीटी का ये सीन है. पेपर एक्स विद वाई स्काईकॉम विद डबल डुलिस्ट अपन डबल कंट्रोलर के साथ जा रहे हैं. ठीक है.
I don't love this, to be honest, because now they're playing their own Vice. They're going to have to go against the Jet and the Rays, which we know are good at beating it.
Well, they're playing double controller. Autumn will be on that Viper. Patman's had some of his biggest games on Omen so far in this stage of Pacific. So if he's going to put on a clinic after a bit of a quieter one against the team, he usually
that's big. Yup. अगर आज पेपर एक्स के सामने ये मैप जीतते हैं और अगर ये हारे तो अगला मैप जीतते हैं, तो then G is going Masters London for sure.
But the Viper may give them some more problems.
All right, well, we may just find out very shortly who's going to
like, subscribe करो guys for good luck and ऊपर एक गोल डाला हुआ है यार, वो गोल कंप्लीट करवाओ. $10 ही बचे हैं. सही बताओ कितना डॉलर, एकदम एग्जैक्ट कितना डॉलर बचा है बताए. एग्जैक्ट बताओ कितना डॉलर है. $10 $10.20 इतना बचा है. So अगर $10 और 20 सेंट्स मिल जाते हैं. PRX was the last winners of Masters. PRX GT. PRX थोड़ी जीती थी. I am having a bad memory. पढ़ना पड़ेगा मेरे को कौन जीते थे. VLR पे देखते हैं. इसके बाद VLR खोलेंगे, VLR पे देखेंगे ये मैप के बाद. और जी के बाद वाला गेम करना है नहीं करते, रहने देते हैं कुछ. नाइस वन रे ऑटम एंड क्रिस्टल. जस्ट 13 मोर राउंड्स. लेट्स गो क्रिस्टल.
is not making a mistake at all. They are locked in. They want to punch their ticket all
crazy Zavi. Let's go Udo. 12 राउंड और For London.
These guys are in control. They don't get too hot off the press.
12 more rounds for London.
A little stroll in the park. And as soon as PaperX makes that
अच्छा हाँ लास्ट मास्टर्स तो अभी तो हुआ है नॉन्गशी में तो NSR तो जीती है प्रीमियर 2 मास्टर्स ऐसे तीन दोस्त आए बोलते हैं वालो खेलेंगे मस्ती मस्ती में मास्टर्स जीत गए
first of all find that confidence again but also to kind of temper themselves because baiting themselves in towards GE's crosshairs
12 राउंड और गाइस 12 राउंड
See if GE can convert on the pistol. They were able to do it in the last map. Pushing into a bit of a stacked setup here. Got a couple of flashes to worry about as well, and they do connect. It is going to be something at Envy, causing a little bit of a ruckus here. Another one onto Harvey, who
ठीक है अभी मार गया ये
well. That was scary for a second. We're back to 3-on-3, and in the meanwhile, by the way, Autumn is just chilling over at Rubble, so there is a way out here for GE if they want.
Crystal farming the ult.
GE's just trying to juggle this guns away. They actually don't.
बाय तो दोनों ने किया था ऑटम अकेला था जिस पे मार्शल थी Forsaken और जिंग को लो कर दिया है but they have a bulldog right here
trying to end up really quickly on the A site but something's taking a quick path across
something with that sheriff is a danger guy
he's already pretty progressed. Doesn't want to lose his head though, and there is exactly what you don't want to happen.
ये round throw होता दिख रहा है
2v3. Crystal and Harvey, who look like they might want to take the fight forward. In fact, they'll end up just using some of that util to
2v3 round throw होता दिख रहा है 12 round और चाहिए क्या
PRX can go slow, double couple of weapons. Crystal delivers for 1, 2, and surely the swing through something deletes Crystal. It should be done already for GE. This is getting a little bit concerning. The 1v1 is won.
मैं बोला था it is concerning. पागलपन है ये. हमने क्या किया वहाँ सी पे पता नहीं. एक फ्लैश आया हम वहीं पे फाइट कर रहे हैं thrifty. A thrifty for PaperX.
Yeah. They come out swinging off of C door, like C mound with a flash, and that instantly hurts their numbers. Autumn really unfortunate. Just a lot of trust in the no scope on the Marshall.
अच्छा जब जयपुर के लिए शॉपिंग कर ली ये वेदांत भाई इधर अभी तक कुछ फिक्स ही नहीं हो रहा है
lethal with the scoped weapons as well. Let's not leave him out of the conversation.
Yeah, a few things kind of going wrong for GE in that round. Couple of moments that really shifted. But just have to pick themselves up and run it back. They've got an investment here.
क्लोज कुछ नहीं वो राउंड जी का होना चाहिए था एंटी को था हगे
looking to try and push his way forward as well. Shotgun in hand but held at bay for now by the dark cover. And Forsaken
ये होना ही था
so doesn't look like GE are going to have too much success here. They're going to walk their way out of that smoke right into the setup of Davai, who gets all four. PaperX immediately claim the lead here on Lotus.
And putting GE
वंदे भारत से होगा ट्रैवल ये
I did like the buy up from Crystal. He had Steel Guard, so that could have been a
ये
but as soon as you unstep across the wall and you just see the reaction from PaperX so quick to it, spamming through the smokes.
ट्रेन से ट्रैवल लंबा है
trying to go for that wild TP up to the top. Davai just
जयपुर से मैं आगे फिर काम है मेरे को थोड़ा ननिहाल में तो वहाँ निकल जाऊंगा जोधपुर मैं जयपुर से शायद जोधपुर निकलूंगा अगर मैं आया तो अगर नहीं आया तो मैं इधर से जोधपुर जाऊंगा दैट इज कंफर्म
keep trying to batter down this door that PaperX is holding on to at the moment. Strong mound control from PaperX to start this round off. It pushes GE away.
Incredible synergy from the team, but at the same time, this costs some valuable resources, key pieces of utility that could be strong for retakes. So, GE happy to sit and wait. Let that
nice Crystal
while they start to find some picks as PaperX starts to overextend.
बढ़िया बढ़िया
for information there, and instead gets a bullet in the head. Got a lot happening in this round for GE.
पीक आया तुम्हारा यो nice Avi
Harvey, and now Envy's gone down as well. Again, kind of hunting for that information. PaperX are a little bit unsettled on this defense right now. It might come down to Forsaken solo holding
one peek करके info भी निकाल लिया कि एक और है.
Not sure that's going to help much. It's going to pull the rotate over to C, and GE are ahead at A.
Similar problems to the pistol round, isn't it? I mean, Jordan, don't PaperX look quite antsy, right?
सब सी चले गए हैं, डोर खुलेगा, भाग के जाएंगे.
Trips and thorns out towards the A side, some players out towards C, just poking their heads through a little bit, and PaperX start to peek out. So much.
Plant हो जाएगा easy 4v3
outside of B. 3 players remaining, and they still have some even numbers. They could go for this. They're left with not much utility.
3 hours with Vande Bharat, 6 hours normal express.
Slow one. Meanwhile, G has already set up so far up to the top of heaven that
इधर से तो लंबा लगता है ना यार, मुंबई से जयपुर तो लंबा ही लगेगा. मैं जयपुर से जोधपुर जाऊंगा तब देखूंगा कि वंदे भारत में मिल जाए. 12 को इवेंट खत्म हो रहा है ना.
A little bit awkward about how things are playing out here on Lotus. It's not exactly gone to plan, obviously, on map 1, and now on map 2 they're really being tested by GE. So need to have a conversation, and ideally you don't use your timeout for that. You can use those crucial seconds to try to figure out
रुक जाओ
what's
guys, एक
going
मिनट
wrong.
मैं ट्रेन देख
What
लेता
do
हूँ
we change
पहले.
up? Do we try something a little bit more aggressive as a unit outside of A? Bit of a rubble play. The sort of the B creep has not worked. The mound holds have been okay. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of where it felt like it fell apart. 2 players just individually pushing their way out of B, hunting for info, hunting for a timing, hunting for a pick, and both of them lose their lives.
But it also just always comes down to that slight tango.
जयपुर से जोधपुर.
G slows things down. PaperX needs to go that extra step slower with the operators being brought.
12 तारीख की टिकट है तो सही.
Go back for that rubble fight, as you called it.
Jing over the top, gets himself one before he falls. Not sure that'll be too disappointing though for GE. They're still breaking open the defense with that pick.
Yeah, taking down Javi's a pretty big pickup. No more Nightfall for the upcoming round.
टिकट्स है तो सही.
Corralling themselves all towards tree.
Now let's see मैं जयपुर जाता हूँ या नहीं.
They work their way in, and again a 1-4-1 there for Envy.
21 को 19 से 21 है. 9 से 11 19 से 21 है. 1 सेकंड.
Might not expect the ones from behind.
Well, it's all a question of what GE does here, and it looks like they're going to try to push their way forward. Patman taking some nice forward positioning.
भाई थैंक यू, बचा लिया. मैं एक वीक पहले चले आता.
Back away, dashing away. Slows things down again for PaperX, and Yudatan happy to set himself up on.
तो 22 जून की देखता हूँ.
More time spam through the cloudburst, gets himself another, and sends
22 जून की भी मिल जाएगी. वंदे भारत खाली ही है.
Works out this time for GE, and they are really putting PaperX under the
राउंड
pump
जीत
right
गए.
now.
बढ़िया.
Just beautiful onto the post plants.
12 को सेमीफाइनल है दिल्ली में. ओके.
All about what G does in the post plant, and clearly, you know, taking further space.
दिल्ली तो नहीं जाऊंगा. That is for sure.
Not only that,
जाऊंगा तो जयपुर ही.
getting a couple of shots through that cloudburst as well. I mean, always anticipating what PaperX's next move is going to be, where they're going to end up or show up off of, you know, deduction to slight timings, and it just works out so darn well right now. They're reading PaperX. Still though, gun saved up. PaperX tries to go back through.
Yeah, something this time delivering with the op to start the round off. There is a little bit of progression here though from Patman, and if that wall goes down, Patman should have a freebie, which he'll be happy to take. Paranoia forward through the door. Envy can't see much, but Patman does not push the issue. He cops a Paranoia now as well. This is all getting a little bit messy, but as the dust settles, 4v4, space still held here by Patman.
Oh my god, he goes for the TP!
And that's a big TP. There is nobody on C.
Well, the wall will slow things down just a bit.
मिल जाएगी भी ट्रेन में टिकट. MMCT जयपुर में पड़ी है शाम को 7:30 बजे. दोपहर में 12 बजे मैं जयपुर पहुंच जाऊंगा.
GE are well set up in this post plan. Harvey's got the Nightfall as well to try to push them away if he wants to go for it, holding it.
But they're playing further back now. Jing would have to really slice up the site with his paint shells.
There's the Nightfall. And again, that starts to
बंदे मिल जाती है. नहीं, डिपेंड करता है रूट के ऊपर. जो मुंबई टू जोधपुर वाले रूट पे नहीं मिलती. पैटमैन, अरे हग दिया. चलो मैप पे फोकस करते हैं. सॉरी गाइस, मैप पे फोकस करेंगे. वापस बैक टू द गेम. 3-3 हो गया है. 10 more rounds.
Yeah, what worked out quite well for G before would have been some slight misdirection, but you called it very clearly, Jordan. This is
फिर से आ गया देखा ही नहीं मैंने
saw where the Nightfall was coming from.
यार स्लाइड में मार गया
No one was holding some kind of weird off angle, and that gave PaperX all the initiative that they needed just to launch themselves in the side. I mean, look at the movement from
भाई ये जिंका रेस मेरे को देखने में इतना मजा आता है ना पता नहीं
waterfall angle as well, and that's more multiple angles that unfortunately keeps G on their toes.
मजा आ जाता है भाई
Really difficult. Oh, I love it.
जल्दी जीतो एक रील बनानी है
What a cut off. Would have loved to hear what we would have said after that, but here we go into round number 7. Showstopper.
चालू हुआ नहीं खत्म हो गया ऑटम का राउंड तो
A quick way to be here though for GE. They are taking space. That shield will slow them down, but Udatan has he's kind of threaded the needle here a little bit. I wonder if PaperX are aware.
He might not be, but Seeker's going to show it off now. Meanwhile, something just continues to put up a wall.
ये सीकर्स ने पूरी के पूरे गेम के लगा दिए
GE unless there's a big recovery to be had.
रिकवरी कैसे होगी समथिंग की ऑफ लगी हुई है जिंग फॉर्म में चल रहा है क्या ही हो जाए ये राउंड तो गया सेव कर ले ज्यादा बेटर है
Again, another chance for maybe GE to just have a
ओके पैटमैन बाय दे सकता है एक को अगले राउंड में पैटमैन एक बाय दे सकता है ओडोटान अपनी गन किसी और को देके उससे बकी ले सकता है दैट इज वन थिंग अल्ट पे खेलेगा ऑटम बकी या जज पे अपनी अल्टी पे खेल सकता है अगर अल्ट बन जाती है तो एक और लेके सो ये परम्यूटेशंस कॉम्बिनेशंस है अगले राउंड के लिए ये राउंड में गन सेव करो ज्यादा बेटर है
but it's oftentimes by pushing out on extremities, the rubble fight, something with the
हगा शुरू कर दी मैंने आते ही
not to mention the B peaks as well, this time more supported by flashes from Envy.
Nice Udo.
Overdrive for Udatan in the next round if they want it.
भाई ये एक बात बताओ मेरे को इंस्टाग्राम पे ऊपर ये क्या सीन चल रहा है
You would think kind of would be another call to continue to slow down that pace.
मतलब I don't know 2 दिन पहले I was at 790 followers
looking to explode on a dime.
उसके बाद मेरे फॉलोअर्स बढ़े हैं कम नहीं हुए थे फिर 760 पे गया अब 770 पे वापस आया मतलब मेरे 800 हो चुके थे बट क्या पता इनएक्टिव फॉलोअर्स को निकाल रही है
At the same time though, we've got to keep in mind the fact that having lost these rounds in a couple of rows, GE will find themselves somewhat broke, maybe with a partial investment for the next round, but not too worse for wear. They should still be able to maybe play around it. Autumn could go for an orb, got to kill somewhere, and that could give them a pretty strong post plant as well. But then again, you're just never quite certain what PaperX's next move is exactly going to be.
Bit of time for PaperX to have a chat as well, of course. And
क्या सीन हाँ इंस्टा ने फॉलोअर्स रिमूव कर दिए बहुत विराट कोहली को 2 मिलियन भाई तो मेरे तो 20 ही हुए मेरे 20-25 ही हुए मेरे भी 20-25 हुए मेरे को नहीं पता भाई क्यों और मैंने कौन से बॉट फॉलोअर्स लिए हैं भाई
You sound like you'd make a pretty good dad. You don't even want to think about
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing at this point.
Man's enjoying his life.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, where would you rather be?
Player's life seems pretty fun right now. Trying to play for these rounds.
Good flash.
Well, fast play outside of C for both teams, and Envy doubling down. And Patman have
2v2 रह गया game.
It is a quick exchange. 2-on-2 is where we'll find ourselves something. Just gonna have to back away after that shot. You do have.
भाई ये C पे DM खेल लिए.
There's a wall though to stop him in his tracks.
Something has to stay alive. He's heard the step.
He's backing away.
2v2 हो गया.
Play for the retake. The wall does get triggered. So GE will be aware, roughly speaking, of where Forsaken is coming from.
Yeah, trying to keep them interested while something repositions off elsewhere. But in all that time, Pat can continue to push further on as well.
Hagas.
It's not an ideal duel for Crystal. It gets a lot of damage down though onto Forsaken, and it's onto Patman again. And again, we tell him he He has been the consistent force for this GE lineup. We asked for some clutches in the last map. Here's a chance for one until something says no thank you very much. PaperX will get their 5th.
Yeah, might have been on the same team before, brother.
Whiffy.
This time around, something wanting to be the best Russian in Pacific. Operator plays out with the Bladestorm when it's needed.
मेरे को तो समझा ही नहीं एक्चुअली 20 मेरे 20-30 फॉलोअर्स रिमूव हुए मैं टेंशन में आ गया मेरा भाई मेरे अकाउंट को क्या हुआ
GE will be finding themselves once again with not the best economy at times, but this round was just quite the big explosion. The exchange, as you called it, but flashes on both sides, and PaperX just continuing to swing out will find themselves at some kind of a disadvantage. It was just very careful and methodical approach from Forsaken to be that big brain guy, jump spot out multiple times, keep GE on their toes, and they're starting to lose that composure a bit again.
It's been an all-out brawl, really. Pour out towards VCT. Ooh, that's really
Autumn.
Autumn. Just sort of missing a timing through the smoke and catching Forsaken off guard. Player advantage in this round for GE, but they are potentially walking into, again, a big setup outside of C here from PaperX.
Just never would expect Jing to be in this corner unless you clear it somehow.
Prowler's not going to go quite deep enough. I'm a bit concerned here for GE. Oh, and that's exactly why. Jing for the double, Davai and Envy to help out. And just as soon as that round starts well, GE make the incorrect call to go C.
It's not a setup that they would have been too familiar with, despite Autumn's correct playings out towards A for now. Gonna have to be very careful, but it's a high-low on the other side.
It's not unwinnable for Autumn, but it's a real tough ask, especially if there's 3 players that are now going to be set up on this line, given his position is noted. And
nice.
Autumn for one. Through the flash, something's going to go at him.
There
a chance. I mean, something survives on 6 HP. If he falls there, who knows what happens. But nonetheless, not to be for GE. 6-3. PaperX slowly mounting a comeback in this series.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got to apologize for my energy and my laughter, but it's just the most something thing to do. Not the most tactical play, but he loves to just die.
आया क्या? By the way, guys, आज SATL के भी इसके भी games हैं.
Clearly, very big trap setup outside of C for PaperX, and now they swap it over on the A site.
Big attempt outside of A this time.
You know, yesterday I ordered biryani and restaurant delivery वाला मेरा order खा गया. वाह भाई, कहाँ है? कहाँ है इसे लोग?
The answers right here on Lotus. Noted that this was a very good map historically for PaperX, and we are getting that fact reinforced right in front of our eyes.
Are we going map 3, guys?
Really
are we fucking going map 3?
Entire symphony.
Because we need 10 more rounds.
Alex. The whole team, everyone has their part to play.
Losing that second round is haunting me still.
Portion of the map, outside of C, outside of A, and as long as they continue to land these shots, silence G as soon as they step out. Even with the round-to-round reads, you're never quite sure how you're going to be able to stop this sort of momentum, how you're going to be able to stop this train. Flawless, and they go on through again. 3-2 split this time.
No early fight to be had this time around. Again forward.
भाई ऐसा फील हो रहा है तो B एक्सप्लोर कर लो यार. इतने टाइम से AC एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हो, B एक्सप्लोर कर लो बे. वॉक इन करके.
Slow things down. Work off of what you know. PaperX is going to extend at some point. Work off of the weaker utility that PaperX will find themselves with. Maybe closer towards the B side, but then again, that's where some of the Vi's bits are set up. But they've kind of baited them out as well.
मरने वाला है. बच गया. शॉट वेव हुआ. भगवान चाहते हैं भाई.
Pressure outside of C right now here for PaperX to be concerned about. Yudatan keen for it. Try and push his way forward. Still Garden invested as well. Forsaken holding on nicely. That is a little awkward. Again for GE, they just cannot find those entries. Can't find anything apparently at this point. Quite, this seems a foregone.
3 अल्टी यूज की हमने. हम साइट के अंदर नहीं घुस पाए हैं.
5 guns alive. PaperX having no problems on the defense now.
3 अल्टी यूज करने के बावजूद हम साइट एंट्री नहीं कर पाए हैं.
I mean, what on earth?
Over
Just the
guys.
setup. And it feels as though whatever G did
ये मैप का हो गया भाई.
doesn't seem to matter so much now. PaperX are just fiery with this sort of plays. You know, every single round they're coming down at your opponent's throats, down Patman's throat, and he's just not able to respond. Every time they tried that entry, even with the ults over on the C side, PaperX fanned them off.
Well, running back. Last round. The half here. As GE will try and salvage something. Again, it'll try to be towards that C side. Autumn causing a bit of a ruckus over towards A, keeping at least something honest. Sheer wall hasn't been broken yet either. Yudatan maybe having a bit of a look for it. Oh, there's just nothing in this at all for GE.
कुछ नहीं बचा भाई.
Bamboozled again by PaperX. They barely even get to shoot.
Guys, Instagram के खुद के कितने followers remove हुए पता है?
Oh, it's
10 लाख.
They're getting owned. They are getting owned right now.
It is flawless to flawless. You can kind of see, you know,
नहीं sorry 1 करोड़ followers remove हुए.
set up towards B, you know,
1 करोड़ followers Instagram ने remove खुद के हो गए.
Curious perhaps, and then you know end up over to the C side as their final port of call. But
yeah,
when you're operating with this sort of mindset, and PaperX have their own flow state, they're this comfortable, they want to go for those opening picks, and the spaces at which, you know, outside of C mound, outside B pillar, are so enclosed. It's the best and most smoothest PaperX that you're ever going to see. They love to play off of that. You got Envy with the flashes, you got Divine Vise with the flashes outside of C as well, and every single fight that PaperX tends to take is going to be so advantageous to them that they are going to find numbers advantage either way. GE just don't have, you know, the right balance to go off of on the attacking side this time around. It's unfortunate, but very true. So a whitewash is what it will be as we swap sides over on with GE over onto the defense. Hopefully your
ट्रायल रील अभी तक पुशन नहीं हुई है ना मेन अकाउंट पे हुई नहीं है. वाओ हो गया भाई साहब. रील पे कमेंट पे रिप्लाई कर करके मैं थक गया भाई. मजा आ रहा है लेकिन मैं बोलता हूँ ऐसा थकान रो दो.
Supposed to win here on Lotus, right? You have to keep that mindset as well, knowing, okay, we've got a third map, we've got Pearl. Yeah, we might get a little bit owned on this map. That's okay. This is PaperX's map pick. They're historically really good on it.
Bro, but 9-3 and G a good love story, as we all know. और वो भी डिफेंस ही था. असेंट का डिफेंस था. 9-3 जीती थी G.
See if they can at least cause a bit of a ruckus, make PaperX work for this map. Or
यहाँ अटैक है हमारा. दवाई. ओह यहाँ डिफेंस है हमारा. माँ कसम मैं दवाई और जिंग को अपने बंदे समझ रहा था. मेरी ही गलती है. मैं ही गधा हूँ.
PaperX still lands that shot. Just incredible.
Yeah, spike down.
मैं ही गधा हूँ.
Retake doesn't really feel like it's going to be happy days at all.
You have to kind of maybe set some sounds towards the door. Okay.
Forsaken almost gives away his life there. Obviously, Davai does give away his life. Maybe there's still something in this one for GE. Yudatan on the cross, cops a lot of damage, but Autumn helps him out with a headshot onto Envy. Now Crystal into the kill feed as well. Wait just a minute. GE
2v2.
are still
2v1
back
actually.
into the swing of things. They don't know where Jing is though, and he's pretty healthy. 1v1.
Let's go, Autumn!
Autumn saves the day, and Global will take the second.
लग गए GG 9-3. अपने थोड़ी लगे, अपन तो 3 पे है ना. 9-3 कर्स तो अपने लिए फायदा है.
You would be happy to take it right now. The player from down under, and he does it with the rest of the team. I mean, this is masterclass of a 3v5. You start off.
guys, पहले ही बता दूं, थोड़ा ओवर एक्साइट हो जाऊं तो बोलना मत मेरे को, because ऐसे situations में I get over excited.
And thankfully, Yudotan finds a shot off of it. They start to make some noise with a slide by. Crystal finds his timing off the peaks. And Autumn gets it all the way across the finishing line at the end.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Towards the end.
That's my question as well, but I'm just not allowed to say that because I have to be professional.
Sure.
Davai though, good start there on the Patman.
Marshals.
Might not be done just yet here for GE. They feel like they're back in.
Autumn with the double.
The one that is a proponent of that, clutching the last round, pulling back those 2 kills in this.
Something के पास एक outlaw है.
PRX though, still in this fight. We'll have some marshals too.
And I don't want a casualty.
Something round the corner here. Not landing a whole lot just yet, and
भाग जाओ.
making it difficult for PRX to have.
कट लो भाई.
Obviously some damage down. Autumn wants to get back out to safety, but can't escape through the orb.
खत्म हो गए भाई. मैं तो टूट रहा हूँ भाई ऐसा देख के.
They just dragged GE into a firefight. It's aim duels, and the marshals kind of have it with very careful counter strafes. Oh god, Autumn.
Oh,
मैं तो टूट गया भाई.
Something just getting his timing off there as Crystal hears him essentially elephant feeding it around through middle.
Yeah, always needing to get that spike down at the end of the day, and that's
Sound आई रहेगी ना हाँ.
for GE to play with.
Dark Cover's a bit of a tell though. GE on their way back towards A. 15 seconds, they are going to be able to challenge this even before the spike plan. So Crystal finishes off himself.
Outlaw
in the round. GE are back in it.
And that's what you love about this roster. Everyone with a different bit of value. And Crystal's going to be a cool, level-headed guy. Playing off of the right position, listening for audio cues, working off that information very well. It almost got dicey, but thanks to this trifecta that Crystal finds at the end with that Spectre, kind of brings things back.
That's what you were thinking, but you have to be professional.
We always do. We try.
Well, Jing just goes this time, and that'll be the end of Patman. So immediately PRX in on the offense. They haven't committed to this C push just yet, and that's a good thing. Door gets opened up.
क्या ये क्यों हुआ?
That'll be a mistake for Harvey. Paranoia as well, pushing
What
the
are we
player
even
away. Udotan is done so. And Autumn, not quite cleared, but eventually found by Jing in the end. Round is looking pretty donezo here for GE. And just as you start to maybe have a little bit of belief in GE in the second half after that pistol, PRX bounce back straight away, and they're about to hit double digits unless Crystal does something pretty impressive right here.
पागल हो गया रे. एस थोड़ी मार देगा इसी जगह से.
Okay. I mean, it's a start. It was messy, but it's a start.
The timer's still going to be ticking though, and he's always going to be concerned about, you know, what's happening at the forefront.
ऐसी जगह से एस थोड़ी मार देगा.
Stack toward that steel garden.
Everyone's having a little bit of fun with it. Some murmurs across the crowd, but either way, Crystal is just way too low, and the timer always working against him. Might be able to find some extra kills, which would be nice. Otherwise, you just die and get the ultimate either way. So
nice.
Just a bit of consolation prize, but nonetheless, always one of these PRX rounds still. W gaming style every step of the way. Just turn that dial up to an 11, and it's a full force rush down C site, continuing to check towards the back as well, where G unfortunately, you know, kind of feed into them. And by that point, it's just numbers advantage.
पहला शॉट कनेक्ट होना चाहिए था रे, बैटमैन का नहीं हुआ.
One out. And that's kind of where G needs to keep their heads screwed on as well. 5-10.
जावी 3 और 12 है, बैटमैन 5 और 12 है.
Early smoke out. We'll keep PRX at bay, out of rubble for now. It's a good setup for GE. Happy to hold on to that space.
PRX does kind of slow things down as well, though. Just trying to read G's setup. Bit of a prowler out towards A main will give note that A rubble might be somewhat more dirty. But at the same time, this is a very clear retake setup for GE. Crystal has to steal guard, and he's giving up so much space up front of C. And
क्या प्लानिंग है भाई?
will slow things down a lot further. So if PRX does decide to step through, everyone just pivots across. Unless somehow Divine on the lurk finds more damage, this still has G written over the round.
PRX are out nicely. You're right in saying that this is very clearly a retake setup. I mean, not even on his way just yet, but He'll have to make his way over soon. Plant is going down.
Ulti.
Oh, right forward. Forsaken wants
Nice
to
one.
the fight to GE, and that's
Ulti bhi aa
a
gayi.
mistake. Getting a little bit overzealous. Defensive Steel Garden as well that's going to push PaperX back away into the back of site. Showstopper to retake that space. It's nice
Badhiya Xavi.
Jing Davai in there for one as well, but there is still at least a response from GE, and they are holding strong for now. That timer starting to tick though, becoming a real problem for them. Davai finishes off one.
Ho gaya bhai, map 3
Another
chalo.
established is too good this time.
Let's go map 3. Let's go map 3.
11, and Pearl is looking inevitable.
Yeah, no freaking way that this happens, man. Clear retake setup, and PaperX still dismantle it almost with ease. Initially, the contact may not be too great, but it gives them information as to what G's plans are. And at that point, Devi's wise to a potential flank, takes down Pat, has to steal Garden, and comes back through to support his brothers in the front. Pearl is definitely where you want to look to now, because it feels as though this map is done. GE fans, give us your salty tears, because this is going to be PaperX's to take.
Certainly seems that way. Crystal, we'll see if he has anything to say about it, but no connections. So he'll be rolled over. And Davai happy to take the 2-on-1. Is potentially a little bit overzealous from him, to be fair. Not sure that was necessary.
Creeping up behind as well. Playing around smokes Pat.
Yeah, looking for it. Not going to find anything. So pretty comfortable.
We are going map 3
in this round so far. Pretty comfortable affair on the map, to be fair.
That swing. Every angle that PaperX is taking right now, they're always so ready to shoot. At least Javi is close to the Nightfall as well, but again, you walk into this, it's just a crossfire. You think about saving, but then at that point you're playing off of map point every step. So pick your poison.
2v1. Is it unwinnable for Harvey? Ooh, with a high-low setup like that, you'd say probably it is. Flash is going to go over. He's got another one here as well, but in that meanwhile, ooh, I was going to say something goes down maybe.
The second flash.
12 for PaperX. One round away from closing it out and pushing us through.
It is over, guys. It is.
It's damn close. Yeah, you're thinking 5-7's really, really tough, but it is still GE, and they are going to be quite capable. Ultimates in their pockets, and they could still try to find some way around it, but PaperX just has been quite, I don't know, streamlined on the attack. I mean, we see so many rounds where it's like flawless wins, or just being able to set up post plant, getting good reads. Now it's something with the operator. Ooh, hang on.
Better start there from Patman.
Better start kya? Khatam karo be.
Not going to give up this fight easily. Davai does a good job of pulling out that Vice util on B.
Autumn going to be the main obstacle though, with that pit in mind.
A few opportunities here for Yutatan, not being converted, eventually does get the better of Davai. Luckily, just in time to escape.
Jao abhi फटाफट जाओ map 3.
Come back onto the line with an operator, but misses that shot. And continuing to put in the work, GE slowly picking PaperX apart in this round. They will not get their fanfare just yet.
Yeah, you kind of like that though. Sneaky little TP, you know, out in the open, Jing to swing off of it. There were always going to be trades for GE, but still some crafty plays. But at the same time, Yudotan taking that duel head on, head first, setting up outside of lobby. This is that GE that you love to see. This puts respect on their name, because despite being down 5-12, they still have what it takes to keep going further. And it honestly inspires me as we think about what could be happening on Pearl. They did play it against RQ yesterday, and they had their time with that one. PaperX, on the other hand, also pretty strong. So always felt like this goes down to the wire, and it's very possible for GE, potentially in first history, to take that dub.
Yeah, I mean, I think no matter what the result is today, GE have impressed in these playoffs so far already. Taking a map off of PaperX, obviously the win yesterday. Obviously, there's the lower bracket as well to think about, and I think the way that we're looking at GE right now, they are a real chance, even if they do go down to that lower bracket. I think they could make a lower bracket run for sure.
पर नहीं बनाना हमको लोअर ब्रैकेट रन, हमको आज ही जीतना है.
That requirement.
Maybe not. We'll see. 6 rounds before I reach OT. I'm not truly a believer yet. PaperX kind of broke though, but it's still the Blade Storm, and they're looking to launch an assault and take.
Yeah, they're not being too quiet about it, and they're certainly not being too slow about it either. Udaturn happy though with that door open to just set up with the scope on this line, and PaperX not going to challenge it just yet. Prowler, oh that's so good. Or rather, the dog even getting the info. Got the Seekers as well, trying to really dig out the positioning of GE on this site. Patman will be deleted. 2 entries for PaperX, but the response is swift from Udaturn, who's got that overdrive on lock. A couple of missed shots from something, and Udaturn survives. Plant down.
It's kind of over. 3v3. It's kind of over. Map 3 जा रहे हैं हम.
Peek, and you never know what could happen.
Timing important, I think, for Crystal in making his location known. Jing hunting with that showstopper. Hasn't found anybody behind that wall. Nicely done from GE, but they're still not able to survive. Udaturn down, something picking that one up.
मैं बोला ना 3v3 का retake with इतनी सारी utils बहुत problematic हुई दोनों. Am I wrong?
In the fight, he's got no idea where Envy is though, and that will be to his
No.
detriment. It will be the
Time नहीं था, info नहीं था.
PaperX will finish
We're going
off
map 3.
and take us.
We're going map 3, guys. We're going map 3. EWC के भी ये क्वालिफायर्स चल रहे हैं. रुको ये भी देख लेते हैं. अच्छा श्रीनिवास ओनली कास्टिंग. क्या गेम चल रहा था? स्टार वर्सेस गॉडल. ब्रो 22-2 स्कोर लाइन थी. So this is also happening around. Stupid toxic people. और क्या चल रहा है गाइस जो अपन देख सकते हैं. मैप 3 आने से पहले कुछ ऐसा करते हैं ना जो देख सकते हैं अपन. ऑपरेटर उन्नी चैलेंज. The race Indian streamers are scared of. ध्रुव भाई ये नया बंदा है. रुको. Let's go for battle. Go for battle. Enjoy कर लेते हैं battle को थोड़ा सा. Initiator है, मेल नहीं है. Sky नहीं है, मेल. फीमेल है, इनिशिएटर है. फीमेल इनिशिएटर्स. Guys, female initiators. Sky एक ही तो याद आ रही है मेरे को. सोवा, केओ, गेको, ब्रीच. और कौन सा इनिशिएटर है बे? और कौन सा फीमेल इनिशिएटर है भाई?
और कौन सा है? सोवा है, स्काई है, ब्रीच है. अरे अभी देख तो रहे थे. Is it a raise? Sky थी. फ्रैक्चर इजी है. किधर क्या भाई ड्रॉप? मैप तुम्हारे भाई से पूछो, मैप सारे याद है.
ले और को फेरी
ब्याकअपको लागि आउँदै थियो खातेले ब्लाइन्ड हान्दै.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
भाइ उठाउ त जग गरे.
फ्लैट. गोल्ड ब्लैक वही बात है. डायमंड तो लग नहीं रहा था क्योंकि साइट के अंदर आ रहे हो. ओपन हो यार, ये होटल क्या है भाई. हार्बर. भाई मैंने क्लिक इधर ही की. ठीक है, नेवर माइंड. नूडल बट्स. ये तो पता है भाई. ओके, लेट्स विन दिस. क्या बोलती है? नियॉन बोलती है. किल जो है बोलती तो कोई लेडी ही है.
Okay, let's win this. Okay, let's win this.
नहीं पता भाई, माफ करो, मेरे को पता करना भी नहीं है. मैप 1 एंड मैप 2 किक ऑफ में 252 था. आज पैटमैन चला नहीं है. और अभी तो मैं ये भी नहीं खेल सकता. देख रहा हूँ मेरा भाई सीधे भाई हर्ष को सब ट्रोल करना छोड़ते ही नहीं है. अबे तेरी तो अपोलो माइक्रो. आज के लाइव स्टैट्स क्या बोलते हैं स्पोर्ट्स स्टैट्स के? Let's see 10 more seconds guys. मैं chat नहीं read कर रहा था because थोड़ी बहुत भाई जी का सबसे पॉपुलर गेम था ये? हाँ, टुडे वी आर पॉपुलर गाइस. जी एज अ टीम पॉपुलैरिटी गेन तो की है. लाइट बंद कर देता हूँ. ऑलमोस्ट मेरे को G, it's decider map in Jesus' name. G, we will. And Alex useless, please kick. भाई चैट तुम लोग रीड करो बे.
Final map of the series. The responsibility as well. And PaperX looking to march their soldiers
एक बार
down.
2x पे चलो.
A very big, juicy alt orb in this position. We saw it yesterday. How many times did Autumn kind of push up towards that position? This time around, though, different approach up the guts of middle, just to be able to pivot towards either side at a moment's notice. PaperX, however, taking their time with things as well. You don't see this too often from both sides.
Yeah, PaperX just giving them absolutely nothing. There is zero info on the map right now for Global. Got no idea what PaperX are up to. That Prowler won't spot too much out. Patman
No, the game.
to have a bit of a peek there. Wisely not opting to go for the orb. I think he would have been run down had he tried, but PaperX might be stopped in their tracks outside of A right here. Smoke goes up and they are not keen to go through it.
Yeah, but that's util baited out. You got the out point now, and you can go all the way back into the B site, and that's exactly the game that has been played between these two teams. Map 1, masterful tempo being played by Breeze, by Global on Breeze. Map 2, just PaperX being so aggressive. Now PaperX is starting to learn to that, and they look to launch themselves down B long.
Oh, Harvey's going to need a bit of help here. He's got 5 PaperX players headed in his direction and just gets deleted straight off the bat by Envy. There was nobody there to help him out. Yudatan's been spotted as well in the back hall. Here comes the flood though through for
Nice
GE.
Crystal, nice Autumn, nice Crystal and Autumn. Well played, Ray.
Crystal and Autumn finding the double each.
15 seconds.
I don't think it's possible for Davai. This is impossible, surely.
10 seconds left.
Not once your opponents have picked up a double.
The double, actually, as it were.
Just incredible.
Let's go, Temple!
From Autumn and his teammates. Just quick, fast flood, and I think that was always G's game plan in mind. That's why they were kind of sticking or hovering around middle. As soon as they heard, all right, Javi's taking contact, let's sprint across. As soon as PaperX tries to get settled in, they couldn't do that for too long because that swing was there. And flashes, yeah, Crystal going across, sitting up towards
We
Matt
won the
Hall as
first
well.
round. Crystal, abhi bhi hum
Has their
jeete.
shots in the
हम
hottest
जीत
zone.
गए.
Next round
Crystal,
comes up and you've got
12
the
round.
then PaperX
Guys,
zone
12 hour rounds to
is Divine the Sheriff.
create the
Make sure you don't
history.
drop this round though, GE. This is a similar situation to what we saw for them in the previous map. And they did kind of fumble against the second round. It's not that much of an investment, obviously, for PaperX, but a couple of good shots in here, maybe from Davai with that Sheriff. Would really be the difference maker.
At least aiming presence, quite notable. Hiding around it, spotting out PaperX players. maybe finding a numbers advantage off of it, or just to hover back, get more players rotating. PRX, they'll be happy if they at least get the spike down.
क्या planning चल रही भाई?
Over to AGE. 3 players on this site. Still something could happen. PRX holding for now. Forsaken will be the benefactor of a bullet to the head, and Batman doubling down. Very much wanting to see a little bit more out of
Nice,
Batman
Patty.
in this series. That was a big narrative that was built at the start of the day.
Nice, Crystal.
On the desk just now. Batman not necessarily missing, but
Good start, guys. Good start.
And if he comes alive here in this third map, that could be the win con for GE.
Indubitably. Just watching how he's able to find that information or just start to settle into his shots. And that's going to be that composure, that conversion found off of the pistol. I mean, G's always been so darn good on pistols. I think it was like, what, 4 out of 5 today so far. But getting this second one just means that they can take it that extra step further. Yep. PRX, though, now with the guns in, maybe start.
Actually, it's a good start.
Fast take outside of A, but I'm not sure they're going to be allowed into A itself.
Jingy needs to heal.
Bucky and a Sheriff. Shots fired across. PRX never had any intention of selling there. It's just Javi now, and we have what is very similar to the pistol round. Still, though, what's that read from GE going to be? Javi peeks his head across, and he might.
Oy. You want to get out of there pretty quick, Smart. And he's out.
Ah, let's go. Exit.
So maybe some rotations brought over. You can kind of go back to a 3-1-1 with Crystal being nearby. Still might be able to fast flood back in, and that could be bonus on the cards. PRX, not too much utility left.
Yeah, that's another good read for GE. They've got the forces in this direction. Yuratan needs a big start, and he gets it onto Jing. Trouble is, Jing's still alive, and Forsaken's found a 2K on the entry.
Will he use the ult?
It's worked out okay for
4v3 ult online.
As he dashes his way out onto the site, but to no avail. We'll have another chance.
Buddy Autumn.
Batman also chiming in the meanwhile. Now the 1v2 required. Autumn hit a nice flash there, but doesn't capitalize on it. Jing.
Nice 1v1.
1v1. Autumn could do it again. Forsaken is in the back halls, not spotted.
Nice.
Now seen tap on the defuse.
Still.
For Autumn and cannot get it done. Too many options available to Forsaken, and Autumn can't watch them all.
And that's that difference that PRX brings to the factor, just having that clutch gene in them. They've been in these situations before. They've had so many international appearances as well, while GE are hungry for their first. It comes down to these little minute differences. They tried to fast flood back in, but Forsaken just puts
एक बात पता है?
massive performance.
PRX का जो ओनर है ना, वो भी इंडियन ओरिजिन का है, निखिल है.
The next round comes up and
भाई.
they'll be able to buy back in. Outlaw could go huge. It's an A main fight for now.
Davai, not sure you want to go through.
Nice Autumn.
3 players on the other side. It's not a happy finish to the peak there for Davai. GE will be pleased with the proceedings though, but they're going to have to scramble their way back over to B.
Always the way they kind of struggled to the retake a little bit, but this time around, full flash.
पिछला पर्ल याद है 8-4 से हारी थी जी PRX के सामने. They were 8-4 up.
Especially Yudotan.
Should be some nice flashes out here from Autumn as well.
Guys, 2 minutes रुक जाओ.
Those curveballs to do some real work. There's a fast flank coming through for PRX as well, so GE need to be clean on this entry, and so far, it's anything but. 2 for 2 is definitely a factor, but Forsaken will come into play on that flank, bring it back to the 2-4-1. What? That's an early investment from Patman, which was very nearly required. In the end, it was down to the 1v1, but GE have got it done, and you can just see how important these rounds are for GE early on in this map.
Right, cement that strong lead. You're 3-1 now, and that could go off even further depending on how PRX's economy looks, which is, to be honest, not too great. I mean, Nightfall and everything, but that kind of hurts your health, right? There's a bit of decay off of it, and it gives you confidence for the swings. And this is what GE did so well. Tremendous retake, tremendous trades. just finding that staggered approach off of initial utility. I mean, the one-way slowed them down a lot, but Yudotan just kind of sacrifices life in for it, and then Autumn and everyone else just waterfalls off of that fact. So next round comes up now, and PaperX kind of need to take their time with things.
GE Poison waiting for this push. It's a perfect setup, and PaperX have walked right into that. They get deleted. Forsaken, the lone survivor, tries to go scurrying away, but GE will lock in a fourth. They are a third of the way to London.
That's a great way to put it. Really puts things into perspective of how the rest of this could go. And it definitely sends off warning signs for the PaperX core, because we've seen rounds like this before. In fact, maybe the very exact same one, just the fact that G are playing a different composition this time. You push all the way down B long. They tried to launch that themselves in, which is very clear.
Crazy start, guys.
Alex is causing an earthquake for us Asterisk.
Perfect start. Perfect. 4-1. I was not expecting this kind of start from Global.
Not sure who. Maybe a
Badhiya start. Forced for a timeout.
That microphone right now, and this is not how PaperX saw today going. 4-1 for GE on the final lap.
Can we really fault the guy? That was just one of those rounds that looks kind of puzzling to the naked eye, at least, since we're not, a part of the teams. But
मजा अब आने वाला है.
now, the upcoming rounds, they might have thrown that one away, but you have 5 ultimates now. So many options. Well, G has to do a lot of the legwork to try and figure out what PaperX is about to do. I mean, you can go off. Oh, hang on, that's pretty weird. Couple, but yeah, double duelist.
Cam here from Lithuania.
It's a long way to come to watch PaperX lose.
Love the faith, the loyalty, and the passion from the fans.
Obviously, still early days. PaperX won't be happy down 4-1, but it is a recoverable map, that's for sure. Alex is still molding.
Neon B, I think, Atlo. Hippo, Molly, and Fed. Ready, guys? Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Half shield, half shield. 3 half shields, 2 full shields.
Go. Go. Molly left.
Alright, it's pretty clear. Force the outlaw off of the line and set yourselves up around the side, but know that G is going to be retaking pretty darn soon, so the post-plant positions are key.
But this is the best looking round for PaperX so far. They've got in, they've got a 5-on-5 post-plant. GE completely out of the sight at the moment.
Do you like nightfall back after the lockdown?
Potentially. Lockdown certainly going to push PaperX away.
Wow, they're actually drawing them in.
There's that nightfall as
expected,
and PaperX capitalizing.
The flood cancelled.
Timing, something is going to get detained, and he's going to be a freebie for Yudotan, but the rest of the force is still
okay, nice.
Taken out of run it back, and the force is pushing their way forward here for GE. Just get deleted, defuse, not even half just yet.
Empty.
PaperX look like they're going to walk away with the victory in this round.
4-2. It's a good start. Still early days.
Their way, so good response from PaperX off the back of the timeout, but still more work to do.
Definitely. But nonetheless, still good calls coming up from Coach Alex. It's one of these where it's a tempo game. You knew that G was going to play off the back foot because of the timeout. They're expecting something big. So that's going to be a free plant for PaperX. Apart from that fact, just waiting for the best possible nightfall timing was so big. But at the same time, Autumn is such a viable threat right now. What is he, like 8 kills on top of everyone else? And it's just the way that he's able to set himself up for positions, send off with the flashes alongside Yudotan, and it makes things so dicey still for PaperX. Turn over to the next round and back over to A main control. And it's just Pat just trying to play footsie with PaperX.
Well, I don't know if I'd want to be playing footsie with an AWP. This is a cheeky off angle though for Patman. And he...
Nice!
Nice! Even more! No way he should be getting 2 from there. Go for a little bit more. Prowler out to see if there's anybody else. Jing around the corner here with the curveball. He's flashed him.
Nice!
Oh dear.
Oh!
Patman on for the ace. This could be it. The return of the Pat is rained on by Forsaken. 1v4. It's not possible, surely.
Chalega.
Wanted the ace for him. That is not to be. Still, you'll take it as GE go up to 5, and that is just individual brilliance from Patman.
I can't believe it. First of all, there was an outlaw on the other side. More players to try and swing, or at least trade off of it as well, but he still lands a shot. Doesn't fully dodge the flash. We can just see how locked in he is. Very careful with that trigger. That brings him up to that fourth. At that point, the round was basically done.
Whose timeout it is?
With the chair there as well. This will be another timeout from PaperX.
PaperX का दूसरा भी used.
Really would have to be. I mean,
Now we can retake on the ult of Autumn. That is one thing. Patman के ult पे भी retake हो सकता है. Patman Autumn को combine करवाओ. ये वाला round अपने नाम करवाओ. That's it. क्योंकि अगर कहीं दवाई ने अपनी ult use कर ली.
Retakes from GE and they just send themselves, kind of assuming that they're able to take these fights, but you know the trade's not going their way, and Alex is definitely incredibly nervous now. A main control has always been quite a big factor for both sides. You give it up and you could be looking at big ultimates on either one. So that's going to be a big plan for GE, you would assume, going into the next rounds where Pat's going to be doing the same thing. Maybe Autumn comes in and plays around it as well, or they just kind of hover around middle, do the same thing that they did in the pistol, just being able to play it off of both sides. Meanwhile, PaperX, I'm just not entirely sure what the play or what the call's going to be. Their buy's not too great this round either.
Yep. Just the 3 rifles through. Might still be enough for PaperX, though. Something's got the Blade Storm ripped out as well.
Crystal को थोड़ा damage दिया.
Will still be a key factor. And Davai's been pretty nutty with the Sheriff to try and clear a bit of space out himself. I think what's important to consider here for GE as well is that this is where it really starts to feel like it gets real, right? They've, for the first time, started to play in playoffs, and you know things have been going well
for both
sides. It's 5-2 now in the third map, London on the line, and this is where the nerves, this is where the pressure really starts to build on even a team like GE when they're ahead. So can they keep their cool? And if they can, it looks like they can beat PaperX today. There's no doubt about that.
Pressure can forge diamonds. But for the other side, it could crack you as well.
Yudotan pushed away by the flash.
क्या मतलब अगर
PaperX slow on their entry. Something gets away with a nice one onto Yudotan, and that is the opener PaperX have been looking for.
Yeah, quite the different approach this time. Slowly through middle, break down GE setups, and that gives them less information to work off of. GE then would be forced to try to worry about different sides a little bit more, but right now, maybe guessing correctly, Javi hears footsteps up B long. The rotations are good.
Yeah, there's a lot of players there, but the Cosmic Divide is going to cut this site in half. Nightfall slows things down for PaperX. Gets himself one, looking for more, can't do it. Davai cleans it up with the Sheriff, but time is really problematic here for PaperX. They're going to try and push that plan down. It will not be denied. Autumn with the run it back through, gets a little bit of room, gets a little bit of info. And
nice!
GE are fighting their way back into the site. It's just Jing in the 1v3. Can't get it done.
Oh, bhai.
GE will have another.
This is one of those rounds to look back on. Round number 8, and it's PaperX doing the most insane thing possible. You get hit with a Nightfall, but you don't back down. In fact, you double down into the site, but GE, they just continue to fight. Being bold and outrageous with the flashes. Still, it's Autumn who leads the charge. The rest of the team to play off of it. Javi, great with the spray downs.
क्या मारा है रे मजा आ गया.
Unfortunately, trick it down bit by bit. This, unfortunately, it's still relatively early on, but you can only imagine what it feels like to be in PaperX's seats right now.
GE fans in the audience are counting down the rounds. 7 to go. Where is PaperX? Are they going to turn up here on Pearl?
सब यही गिन ही रहे भाई.
Awkward fight, but Harvey having it handled, and substandard weaponry not doing PaperX any favors in this round.
I almost feel like I can't breathe watching some of these rounds. I mean, they tried, but this is such a smart call from Javi. You take A main as a team, and that's always going to be an extra factor. PaperX does decide to take it somehow on A site. You always have an extra angle to work off of. Now Crystal has the entire site trapped up. And if PaperX does step through, they're always going to be working against the back foot once more. Numbers, disadvantage, maybe even health if you get hit by this Nano Swarm. Crystal's close by, and he can always go for an early pick. Meanwhile, the rest of GE, big flank. Hello?
It's a slow flank.
with all four.
It's going to take a lot of time for them to get into retake position here, so it's incredibly important that Crystal does not go down.
Nice.
Survives against Jing.
Nice.
And doubles down onto Envy, so that will pretty much seal the deal. Davai needs a miracle right here with the Sheriff in hand. One shot onto Crystal, but not given the chance at another. GE will go to 7. And now it's 6 remaining.
Counting it down. You gotta clock it. And with rounds like these, you just starting to think that PaperX is cracking.
PaperX is like a wounded animal right now. I mean, they've used both of their timeouts. They're down 7-2. Where do you turn to here?
I don't feel like G even needs to call anything else. There's not much else he can really do. You've tried middle, you've tried both sides. Unless you're somehow able to slow things down a lot further, cool your jets.
Oh,
he knows. He's called both. You're just sitting back watching the team play it now.
Not that deep, I mean.
One mid.
I'll just take it back.
So, you kill the first guy. I flash. Mid,
close the
guys,
doors.
3 mid. Get ready.
Stopping doors, okay? Two.
I would just say you one thing. क्या दिन चुना है जी ने पूरे के पूरे 6 सालों के अंदर PaperX को हराने के लिए.
To Art, a big trap setup, and PaperX, at least they avoid it for the time being.
And GE had a very good read. You could see they said there's 3 mid. Ready for the fight if it came. It didn't in the end, and now they're going to start to have a little bit of a look on that timing. PaperX, meanwhile, making their way toward B. But info is coming through thick and fast for GE, so they should be quick on the rotate. I'm not sure that they'll be quite there in time to try to defend the site, but Yutatan gets out with the fast lane. That provides a bit of space for Harvey, who instantly dies, and Autumn down. PaperX have found the round they've been looking for the longest of time. Oh!
And then there was Crystal, who's unfortunately another posticle. You called it. They've been looking for this. And somehow, it's the fact that they do it by just sheer aggression, willpower, just bulldozing through the site. Javi slowed them down, in fact. He had the graph well, but thanks to run it back from Jing and something be able to dash past this initial setup, they have multiple angles, which completely prevents that retake from even going through. Crystal now just wants a couple more all points, maybe.
I mean, a kill's a kill, you'll take it, definitely. Every little bit matters here. Half is definitely far from over. A recovery on offer for PaperX. If they can bring it back to 7-5, they'll have something to fight with in the second half, but GE
I think it's still 8-4.
Really just slamming that door shut on PaperX if they can pick up these last 2 rounds.
I've got to be so honest, though. Even as a PaperX fan, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, we'll try to be professional, but it's unobjectively hard to kind of predict or analyze PaperX's possible next moves. You know, what's worked for them is these, sudden round calls where they just slam into sides because of the ultimates that they do have. But at round 11, you don't have that many options left. Unless you're somehow going to work off of breaking the initial trip setups that G might have, find some kind of a round reset.
main का control नहीं लिया इस बार भी main भाग रहे हैं अपन.
Tend to be PaperX's thing.
I like this push from GE, again being proactive on the defensive side. They take so much space outside of B, that's going to relieve all of the pressure on that B defense, and they can start to reinforce elsewhere. Yutatan though, awkward.
140!
Will get the better of him as 2 players peak at the same time. PaperX have that opener.
And that's precisely that. G starts to get a little bit unsettled. They want that extra bit of information, but at least they still have ultimates. Automato's running back could be a big point.
Balls up. Try and slow things down.
Nice!
Not expecting Crystal on the off angle. That's a good recovery frag for Global. So we are back to 4-on-4, but PaperX have now got
2 ultimates.
Could be a fast
3 actually. 3 big ones.
Ultimate abilities available for GE. There's the lockdown. Autumn catches Envy as he tries to reposition. Spamming through that smoke, won't find anything either. Will run it back, but quickly a couple of picks back on from Divide. Defuse tapped. It's 2v2. There's a Cosmic Divide up that Batman will ignore and go straight through onto Forsaken. Surely now it is done. Divide is so far away, and the defuse being stuck. Batman will get it done. GE are up to 8.
Mara bhi! Mara bhi!
just absolute destruction. And I cannot overstate how good this is for GE. This is so much cushion for the next half if they even end it 9-3 if possible. I mean, that the key pieces were always going to be there. PaperX tried, but unless something was somehow able to take down Crystal, this round belonged to GE. Just a lockdown, the run it back through. Even as you try to take down the fights, even though Defy was trying to set something up, just unfortunately not able to come back towards the end there. PaperX once again trudges forward through middle, but Pat wants the Nightfall.
This could be a 9-3 half for GE, particularly if Pat does get that Nightfall, which is now secured. So, pretty big ulti to hold on to here on the defense. Prowler dealt with initially.
Look at how the duelists are moving on GE's side. Now instantly in range for the retake.
A side very much on offer here for PaperX as they try to push their way forward. Nightfall going to push a couple of players away. The plant should still be secured here for PaperX in just a minute. Flash around the corner. In fact, actually, GE are going to fight for it. No plant available for PaperX. Their own Nightfall pushing GE back away. So it is just a massive exchange of util back and forth. Eventually, finally,
अब gunfights की बारी.
Now just hold off of it.
Yeah, GE going to be quick on the retake attempt here. Starting to take their space. But they haven't found themselves just yet. There's Autumn to deliver one. Flank is coming through for PaperX as well. GE will have to move quickly here to try
Nice. 2v3.
has that closed down, locked in. Jing from behind, a factor that is unknown.
Crazy. 9-3.
Go to 9. The first half is a 9-3 scoreline for GE. 4 rounds away now from London against PaperX of all teams.
A team that only dropped to, well, Gen G. Take away the N and the G, and that would be this team. Jokes aside, this is still just such a strong retake. All the utilities sent in and PaperX's own just to afford a spike plant. At that point, GE just put the full force up onto the site. They had a turret. Crystal was watching the flank, and he had information of Jing's positioning. They weren't worried at all. Although
भाई
made his
मेरे
best
मुंह से
effort,
शब्द नहीं निकल रहे.
it's just incredibly well played by the international team, GE, right now. And I'm not entirely sure if PaperX can even find a comeback onto the other side. You swap sides, and it's PaperX then on the defense. I've got question marks.
I mean, you can see how much GE are starting to believe. They're really fired up at the moment, but they've got to make sure they don't get too far ahead of themselves. PaperX is still an ever-present threat, even if they've got no timeouts from Alex, even if they're down 9-3. We know how strong of a side this can be, how explosive they can be. So it ain't over until it's over. Global Esports, 4 rounds required.
Game not done. Keeping themselves locked in, already getting discussions in for the upcoming rounds, where PaperX on defense will be quite fond of pushing out. It is that Phoenix and the Jet that always will be a threat. If something gets onto an operator, if they even pick up that pistol, it could be possible.
This is going to be so frustrating for the coaches of PaperX.
They know they're in dire
they can't do anything. They've just got to sit and watch.
Unless somehow Frost calls a timeout. But that might not be likely. Okay, 1-2-2 with foreign towards middle. E-main was always going to be big. Devi has a pretty shallow sheer wall alongside some thorns on the site. Buy some time.
This round would be huge here for GE. Might almost seal the deal. Gonna try and gamble it on an A hit. The wall is triggered. It does push GE away. Question is, will they call the cancel? And if they do, does PaperX read it? Right now, the full rotate pretty much has come through. Got something spotting mid.
No, the shot's not too bad. Envy only has 1 Prowler left, so on the right time, he's gonna have to clear out A main with it, or at least for something. Something has to stay alive, man.
On a pretty safe line for the moment.
Going back in towards Art. GE.
Double pump on A or right back over to B. Seems to be the latter.
Careful call nonetheless. Does something here or anything? It doesn't seem like it. PaperX might be slow to the party here.
PaperX though, the spider sensors are tingling. They are starting to make their way over toward B. Alt Orb collected on the way by Patman. And they're into the site. There's no question about that. PaperX will have to play for the retake.
Site entry EG.
least try for it. They're very close. But look at space being taken by GE. Ooh.
Patman down.
Hey!
Something. 2 taps, 2 kills. Exactly what you want to see for a recovery effort here for PRX. That is
भाई सीन हो जाएंगे.
pistol so far. Unatan will try his best and his best.
सीन हो जाएंगे. 3 मार गया और सीन हो जाएंगे लेकिन.
So PRX will claim the pistol round. There is something in it though for GE.
What an incredible form. Oh my god, let's get that in slow-mo. PRX though made it damn near flawless if not for Yudotan. And that all begins with the incredible sharp shooting from something. 1, 2, and then 3. I hope this translates to more.
I hope this translates to more. Alright.
Nice, Hila.
Confidence settler maybe for PRX, but I think they're still a little bit shaky for now.
Both sides needing to stay cool and calm. Outlaw's big. But such smart calling from Javi. They smoke it off and instantly that's extra information. Now just trying to pivot back over, maybe towards middle where Batman's really close by. Sheer wall though. Extra information for PRX. They're continuing to scout out towards it as well. Trying to set up roadblocks wherever GE ends up. But with 2 players only on towards the A side, I do get a little bit worried.
Patman's gone down in middle though, so shouldn't be too big of a problem here.
Nice.
For PRX. Like you say, a couple of players to hold on to this side.
Plant तो मिल जाएगा.
But no more than that. Unable to deny the plan,
Anti.
but much of a muchness really. As far as PRX are concerned, they get themselves that 5th. It's the routine round. The real half starts now.
Yes. Truly well and beginning with 4 rounds preserved over to boot, which you would think gives PRX a pretty good chance, but I'm looking at what the guns are. It's 2 Spectres. Unless this is close range, if G decides to push it down B long and something whiffs, there could still be hell to pay. I mean, this one was just one where PRX was, well, clever enough to not overheat, get the flashes in, just Yudotan trying to maybe find some sneaky shots through. But other than that, this is still where the main problem relies. Jing does have run it back, so the numbers game would be a huge factor for on B long for PRX.
Definitely a good setup. GE looking to head in that direction. Shots missing for something so far. So GE will be able to filter into that space relatively unscathed. Yudotan does get dropped in the meanwhile.
And instantly a call to cancel. PRX already rotating off that fact as well.
Fast rotate though for both teams here. It doesn't look like GE is going to be beating PRX over to A, particularly with that wall up.
Well done by Davai. Something though.
He's everywhere that he needs to be at the moment.
Yoru or not. Just incredible rotations. Now, Davai just continuing to slow it down with more utility. Everyone rotating in.
That's a full rotate for PRX. They've read this round incredibly well.
Autumn on the run it back though.
Yeah. It's going to need to be some pretty clean entries here for GE to make up for that deficit. Goes through again, no real connection. Run it back has succeeded onto Davai. There's still a chance for some more here for Autumn as well in the round as the plant does go down. PRX will now need to set themselves for the retake, which they don't have a whole lot of util available.
Chalo guys, now a final push for GE.
Wasting space, but realistically speaking, it all comes down to the shots here for PRX, and they are just not finding many so far.
Well, a final push for GE. Double digits for them.
And PRX are not getting through this round. First gun round of the second half goes the way of GE.
It might be a standard start, but it's a terrible one for PRX. GE double digits, PRX.
Double digits for them. Let's go.
This round is not a good sign. Something lands his shots, but you can definitely tell this is where pressure is starting to build up for the PRX core. Although the shots and the reads were pristine, look at how this retake goes through. Autumn is so good with the initial entries, but Jing had his own run it back. He sends it, but doesn't do much off of it either. He had a place wall and everything, but just sets up close by towards side, doesn't push past the opening line, and that's where G managed to set up by stairs. Now you've got bigger guns coming back in.
Hey, art, you art, guys. Hey, find art. Can you find Jay? Yeah, flash. Flashing. Nice bucket. They went back, guys. Carefully. They're running back to top mid. Okay, catch guys.
The Wind sitting on the knife's edge. They are trying to control middle to the best of their ability right now. A Judge would be pretty good, but A main, Pat is close by.
अगर दवाई मरता है बच गया.
Not opting to take that peek.
एंकर खुलते ही साइड खुल जाएगी पता है.
A bold choice, particularly when you know there's likely to be an operator somewhere on the map. We can obviously tell that it's over towards B. Oh, in B, he's going to spot. No shortage of the GE players. Not going to be a secret that GE are headed in toward A.
एंकर खुला है थोड़ा तो.
Space plan is going to go awry for GE. The open plan, it's risky given the circumstances and it has been punished. Plan trying to go down.
Nice, Udo.
GE still dealing with this retake attempt from Paper X. It's not even so much a retake from Paper X, they're just being annoying. And for GE, that is hugely problematic.
3 more rounds, yeah. Now the nerves are.
Sharp shot to start.
Oh!
Second, and he's on for the clutch. I don't think Jing's got this one. Oh, he's pushed away from that spike, and Crystal playing it so slowly. Another nade to go through. Jing's pushed away again. 27 HP, and surely now Crystal just has to.
Let's go!
A huge 3K and a huge moment for GE.
The patience. The Fisherman.
Well played, Crystal.
Multiple nano swarms, sets up an alarm bot so he knows Jing is not close by, and then goes in for the swing. Just absolute control. You called it. Paper X were being annoying. They prevented as much as possible more positions to be set up. But down to the final 3v1 and Paper X.
एक गोली let's go. Something पे वो frag.
Uncharacteristic whiff from something, and that affords GE up to an 11. Big clutch, 10th for the guy ever since joining this team.
And probably his most important as well. 2 rounds required now for Global Esports. Their first time ever in playoffs in VCT Pacific, and they might be the first team to qualify for Masters London.
Flashes over, takes control of A main. It's just Divide close by once again with just a Sheriff. The rest of the team rotating over, of course.
Oh, GE looking to play proactively, looking to play confidently into this A site as well. They're slowed down by some of that defensive use.
Flash out.
They're still going to go. They can't see much at all. Yuratan has pulled that overdrive and he just can't do anything with it at the moment. Through 2 for 2. That's not too bad for GE, but they still need to get the plant down. And there's a flank
3v3, Jing on 2 HP without a heal. Patman.
Exactly what they're going to do. Patman on the wrap could make the difference in this round. 1 kill through. The second on.
Second is also.
Patman for the double. And that might just send GE all the way to London. Jing is on 2 HP. There's surely.
Bro, we are going.
It's just so incredible. Unbelievable round. Paper X tried to drag them through the mud, but Pat calms it down. Such an incredible play just to sneak through sewer towards the back. GE, despite being blinded by Device Flash, still managed to clear most of the corners and finally being able to clear most of it all at the end. And now, 4th time might actually be the final damn lucky charm that GE clears Paper X within striking range of making
Oh
it to
fuck,
London.
bro. No, bro. No.
Let me scan.
Calm down, guys. Calm down. I know chat में कोई नहीं है. I know I'm watching it solo.
Only one, I think. Trust me, only one. Let's go. Omega smoke. Wait,
Cool, calm and collected from GE, but they know how close this is. They can taste it. Thinking about trying to take that
Ultimate.
site. The lockdown will be invested and should push Paper X away.
Just a bit.
Oi.
Might give them the spike plant as well, but Paper X trying to set up their own flank. It's do or die time.
I think that's fine as far as GE are concerned. They get that plan, they get the 5-on-5. Nightfall connects onto a
Now-
as well. You've got 1 or 2 players watching for that flank. There's really not too much to try to get.
I would say one thing. 5v5 retake. Flank para something के साथ. Jing का मर गए. 2 गए. तीसरा. 2 second. आइए. Let's go. They are qualified for Masters London, guys. Let's go.
How many times? First ever
in org history between the two teams. And Frost's iteration
पहली बार हराया जी ने फर्स्ट फ्रिकिंग टाइम पेपर एक्स को हराया और कैसे टाइम पे हराया है
Masters London, their first appearance, and they do it on the 13-5 scoreline. What on earth? Incredible performances.
Bro, Udo और पैट कितने खुश हैं. Dude, I can't believe this. I just freaking can't believe this.
Massive from Global Esports, their first time in playoffs here at VCT Pacific, and they are the first team from the region to qualify to Masters London. I don't know how many, and that's a massive from Global Esports, their first time in playoffs here at VCT Pacific, and they are the first team from the region to qualify to Masters London. I don't know how many people believed in them. Certainly there was a large contingent of fans there for Global Esports, but I think everyone would have agreed that the favourites coming into this matchup certainly would have been PRX, who are now down into that lower bracket and have a lot of soul searching to do to figure things out going forward here in the playoffs. Global Esports obviously not only getting that slot through to London, but also confirming themselves a slot in Ho Chi Minh as well. So it's a big, big
dude, I
can't.
I can't.
Only go further still in the playoffs here in Pacific.
You never could know, especially with the next teams waiting in the wings as well. PRX going down to the lower bracket. I never thought that I would have to utter those words, especially given the performances so far. But holy cow, this team, everyone with a big part to play. Cool level-headed, big hot-headed ones, and they're still able to push it all through the distance. 13-5, Autumn had his moments, Yudo-tan as well. And not to forget, Crystal watching the flanks. I mean, this is just incredibly creative with how they're working against the meta, but also how they come in to take charge of it and make it their own with their composition onto Pearl.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say about this at this point. I am shell-shocked a little bit, you know. PRX, obviously a big name, but still alive in the competition. Down into that lower bracket. Of course, though, it is the winner's moment. We have to have a conversation here with GE. So we'll hand it down to the stage. It's Jen for the interview.
글로벌 e스포츠의 하비엘 K 선수 만나보겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다. Massive congrats, Javi. You guys are heading to London. Just tell me about how happy you feel right now. Like, what emotions are you feeling? It must feel unreal. 일단 런던 핵을 확정 지었습니다. 정말 그 구단에게도 그리고 하비엘 K 선수에게도 첫 번째 마스터즈가 될 텐데요. 지금 어떤 심정인지 어떤 얘기 나눴는지부터 물어보도록 할게요.
I mean, adrenaline's pretty high still. That was such an intense match, and I'm so proud of my team, my coaching staff, and everyone. We all did good. We stayed strong on Pearl, and we brought out the win.
아직도 진짜 아드레날린 러시 때문에 손이 막 흔들리고 하는데 정말 팀원들 함께 오늘 너무 멋진 경기 펼쳐줘서 펄까지 잘 마무리 지을 수 있었던 것 같고 그리고 너무너무 고맙다고 자랑스럽다고 얘기를 합니다. 그리고 하비엘 K 선수 개인적으로는 좀 최근 들어서 IGL로서 물오른 기량을 보여주고 있는데요. 사실 이 G에 합류하고 나서 감독님이 일을 너무 많이 시킨다, 좀 쉬고 싶다라는 얘기를 할 정도로 열심히 일했는데 또 그런 부분이 이제 또 빛을 발하는 것 같아요. 그동안의 팀적 성장과 개인적인 성장에 대해서도 들어보고 싶네요. I mean, just
2 मिनट guys, अगर तुम लोग चैट में भी हो तो रुक जाओ. ऋषि भाई को पर्सनली टेक्स्ट डालना है यार.
And people have been very vocal about how Frost has been working you to the bone, which is coming to fruition. So talk to us about, you know, the team's growth and your growth as AGL as well.
Team's growth, like every day our chemistry gets better, and our momentum was just ongoing, and we all just played together. And Frost and all the other coaching staff like Platoon, they help us so much. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this. And you know, I'm glad that my first international, it's gonna be really fun, and we're gonna just keep going.
일단은 정말 그 감코진도 그렇고 이 선수들과 함께 경기를 거듭하고 그리고 시간이 지날수록 케미스트리도 굉장히 좋아지고 팀워크도 좋아지기 때문에 함께 일하는 게 너무너무 좋고 특히 프로스트 감독님 그리고 플라툰 코치님도 너무 많이 도와주기 때문에 이렇게 이 로스터, 이 멤버로 하비 선수의 첫 국제대회에 진출할 수 있어서 너무 기쁘다고 얘기를 하는데요. 근데 그러면 이제 런던 직전에 로드쇼도 준비를 해야 되고 런던을 준비하면서 더 열심히 해야 될 텐데 각오는 돼 있는지도 궁금하네요. So you know, roadshow in Vietnam, Masters London means one thing: you gotta grind more. Do you feel like everyone's ready?
I feel like we're getting ready. Every day, every game we improve. So in time, we will be.
How fight iteration Pacific, and they do perform that. A massive from Global Esports, their first time in playoffs here at VCT Pacific, and they are the first team from the region to qualify to Masters London. I don't know how many people believed in them. Certainly there was a large contingent of fans there for Global Esports, but I think everyone would have agreed that the favourites coming into this matchup certainly would have been PRX, who are now down into that lower bracket and have a lot of soul searching to do to figure things out going forward here in the playoffs. Global Esports obviously not only getting that slot through to London, but also confirming themselves a slot in Ho Chi Minh as well. So it's a big, big moment for this team, and they could only go further still in the playoffs here in Pacific.
You never could know, especially with the next teams waiting in the wings as well. PRX going down to the lower bracket. I never thought that I would have to utter those words, especially given the performances so far. But holy cow, this team, everyone with a big part to play, cool level-headed, big hot-headed ones, and they're still able to push it all through the distance. 13-5, Autumn had his moments, Yudotan as well. And not to forget, Crystal watching the flanks. I mean, this is just incredibly
रुको guys,
with how they're working
अब
against
मैं
the
चार्ट
meta,
देख लेता हूँ
but also how they've
अगर तुम
come
में से कोई
in to
है
take
available
charge of it and make it their own with their competition onto Pearl.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to
Nobody
say
you
about
say.
this at this point.
ठीक है.
I am shell-shocked
But we
a
did
little
it.
bit, you know. PRX, obviously a big name, but still alive in the competition, down into that lower bracket. Of course, though,
Game. Well, if there's one game
Oh bhai, I don't want to turn off the stream. I don't know why. I fucking don't know why I don't want to.
Saw you shake your head. No, like you were telling someone off. We're gonna do it my way. What were you saying?
I don't know. Let's go, Draco bhai, let's go!
Of course, we
I don't know, I just don't want to end the stream right now.
Right? And
I just posted my Insta
doesn't have any
story, I
wrong
did
on our
everything.
attack side on Pearl. But I just realized, like, when I watched the VOD last time against PRX, I just realized like, how they play, how they move as a team, how we're gonna counter these. Like, we need to stop like walking all around the map, and we need to make more footsteps, stop our pin, and we need to make them feel that we're
I don't know, bro. I fucking don't know. I'll just post a reel when my emotions are
I think that's
down.
the best factor that we have right now. We stop. I mean, we start being confident on what we're doing, and we stop being afraid of what they're doing.
You had them really well read.
So I have to ask, you guys have played each other. This is the 4th game against PRX this year. This is the first win against them. What felt different, today? Did you wake up feeling like today was the day? There was something different in the camp there. Did you know you were going to win?
I mean, honestly, no, I don't feel that time because, I mean, after the game yesterday, I feel so tired. But I just tell my teammates that, guys, you guys need to rest. Whatever happened, don't force yourself to do routine or whatever. Rest is more important. And I just told them, just
I know.
rest, guys. You need to
भाई
rest.
तुमको मैं एक चीज बता देता हूँ like legit for real मतलब मैंने मोबाइल गेम्स क्वालिफाई करते हुए देखे वहाँ गूज़बम्प मोमेंट्स हुए हैं I just don't fucking know PC गेम्स क्या अंदर से सुकून दे रहे हैं भाई अभी भी गूज़बम्प्स है fuck it bro let's just watch these I just don't know man मेरे को एक एक्चुअली एक क्लिप है तो उन लोग को वो एक क्लिप मैं सुना सकता हूँ या नहीं हाँ मैं सुना सकता हूँ मेरे को ढूंढनी पड़ेगी वो क्लिप हमने कुछ रिकॉर्ड किया था मैंने और ऋषि भाई ने कुछ तो रिकॉर्ड किया था कहाँ गया ऋषि भाई वाला वो क्लिप वेयर इज इट
And we are 1-0 up against Secret. First match ही जीते हैं. Only first match. As an owner आपको कैसा लग रहा है इस साल का परफॉर्मेंस क्योंकि हर साल ये स्टार्ट नहीं होता था हमारा. देखिए हर साल अच्छा ही होता था. बाद में गाड़ी थोड़ी इधर-उधर but this year no I think the team has been working well. 12 हम वहाँ पहुँचे थे. गया था. Bye bro. ठीक है मैं चाहूंगा जी ऐसे और मैप सारे so that you get opportunity but when it counts we have to win yeah that's for sure playoffs पहुंच रहे जल्दी yes हाँ ऐसे करो हाँ तो guys
हमने कुछ रिकॉर्ड किया था यार तो फक फाइल करप्ट हो गई है बट 1.5 मिनट का था 1 मिनट का बचा है I don't know, bro. Fuck. This is not the best, but it is one of the best feelings right out there, guys. GG's. Full screen. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I fucking don't know. I fucking don't know what to say. I just don't. GG's, mate. GG's. हाँ भाई यार भाई याले ग्रुप में तो भेज ही सकता हूँ
किधर गया वो? चलो गाइस, आई एम लीविंग. बस हो गया. Fuck. Bro, GG's. Bye bye. Take care. See ya. Love you. इंस्टा पे फॉलो कर लो. इंस्टा पे रील्स आ रही है, शॉर्ट्स आ रहे हैं, यूट्यूब पे बहुत कुछ लाइंड अप है. आप जीत गई. अब तो फार्मिंग नहीं रुकने वाली है. लेट्स गो.